Good evening, everybody. Supposed to be having Stealth Rogue joining me here later. He may have got caught up with family. We'll see what's going on. But hopefully, you guys are hearing me. I'm trying out a new mic setup. So we'll see how it goes. But as always, we're going to start the night off right. And opens and open. All right. Hearing it live. Cool. So that's working. Grouchy, I think it's just you and me right now. And hey, Nightmare just showed up. What's up, buddy? I got the link at the top if anyone wants to jump in. Stealth Rogue is supposed to be joining me later. But anyway, Grouchy, since you are in the comments, rock out with your lockout. Rabbi, what's up? What's up? All right. So, Grouchy, I got your mail. I didn't realize what it was before I opened it, but looks like there's some stuff for me and he sent me a Crow Llama challenge lock. So in the words of our friend Cheese Grits and NyQuil, yeah, buddy. I'm looking forward to playing with that. So I will mess with that. And I assume the American and the dice are for Rabbi. So if you just throw in the comments, let me know. But I assume those are going to him. So I will put those in his box of goodies. And I think all I am waiting on is Elroy is supposed to be sending me a challenge lock for him. Okay, cool. Thank you, Grouchy. I ended up getting the, he said my new mic sounds good. Usually I'm bouncing between my desk and my picking table. And so the mic, sometimes I'm facing it, sometimes I'm not. So here, let me swap around and I'll show you guys what I'm rocking now. Alexa, turn on desk light. What did I do with it? So I got the DJI mini mic kit. So you can see it right here on my lapel. So it comes with a receiver that I've just got plugged into the computer. I'm wearing one, and if I interview somebody else, I got a second. But that way it can just stay on me no matter where I'm at, and you guys aren't hearing a echo, hopefully, but this is the test run. So, all right, let's see who all's here. Grouchy. Rock out. Swamp Picker, what's up? It's in the note. Okay, I will read the note. Cool. Note has no secret info. Okay, then I can share it with everybody. All right. So, hey, Texas Rebel, this is Lockpicking Llamas, Crow Llama Challenge Lock, Malice in Wonderland. He's a great guy and fantastic picker. Please be sure to give his channel a shout out, which I will absolutely do. I'm just getting to know him, but I've already subbed his channel. And I will absolutely be filming that and saying it on when I'm done with it. Included a notebook. Okay, cool. Where was I? To serve as a challenge lock picking journal. Please pass it along with the lock after you've enjoyed it. Very cool. An entry, Grouchy Lenny, picked. Very nice. Thanks and have fun. Also included some dice for Rabbi Picker and an American A1100. I saw him opening a mail call with some American lock, and they were both the S1100, which has the Masslock 410 Lotto cylinder in it. What is still a very fun picking. Sorry, bud, I'm not very good with cursive. I think everyone should experience the American Lock A1100 with the APT C12 or L12 cylinder. So cool. So Rabbi, you got some more stuff coming from Grouchy. Like I said, I'm just waiting on the challenge lock from Elroy, and I will get this sent off to you. So let me catch up on comments real quick. All right, cool. And it looks like Stealth is here. Let me bring
What's
him
up, bro?
Hey, Stealth, how you doing, bud?
Chilling, man, chilling. Just enjoying, my day off and moving around a little late. Sorry.
No worries, brother. No worries. Just chilling. I was just doing some mail call and figuring out stuff that was sent to me for Rabbi and challenge locks and all the fun things. But
Sweet,
I've
sweet.
got that 100G I promised you is set aside with your info on it and a sticker and a poker chip, and I will work on a short story for you either tonight or tomorrow, and probably get this mailed out first thing tomorrow morning. I got stuff for Greyhound. I got lock I promised to Nightmare I got to send out. I got some stuff I'm sending to. I jumped on the live with Greyhound this morning, and just sheer dumb luck. We were talking about some of the Avis 83s that I picked up. I'm going to start selling stuff on the Lock Bazaar. And one of the guys off that Brian Breaks shit reached out and wanted to buy some stuff from me and asked if he could have some shit sent to me for Rabbi. But I already had on hand. Rabbi, apparently you were telling him that you're having a hard time getting shims there. I'd bought bulk shims a while ago, so I just threw a few in there at Brian's request for you. So you've got shims coming too.
Sorry, man. I'm trying to get this camera all.
It's all good. I still mess with my setup constantly. I want to get a longer arm, but I've kind of blown my wad and spent way too much money, and I just bought a set of my next lock. Once I finish the Medico M3 I'm working on right now, my next one is going to be this Flog Primus. It's an Everest for what it's worth, but it's a Primus. And Nightmare is telling me the best way to get the lower one's just a flag. So I went ahead and bought the whole multi-lock dimple flag set. So yeah, I've already blown this month's budget too.
Oh man, I think my budget for lock picking has been way overspent probably over the last year or so.
Yeah, I only got into it a month and a half ago, and I've already got the whole Apex kit. I've got a Sparrows kit. I've got a Rat Yoke. I've got Jimmy Locks. I've got new streaming stuff. Yeah,
dude. I started off with my homemade pick that where is that? It's right here actually. So this was my homemade pick that I made, and sandwiched between two popsicle sticks. Just a wiper blade insert that I filed down, and yeah, that's what I started with, along with a wiper blade insert tension bar. Kind of helped that I worked at a tire shop, so I was able to get all that stuff easily.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely since I got into this, I've made a mental note. Next time I need to change wiper blades on my car, my daughter's car, my wife's car, whatever, it's I'm going to try and keep those and do something with it.
Oh, they make excellent picks and tension bars. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's just, just having to put in the work in shaping them and everything. That's, the biggest part of it. I used a Dremel with it was a stone bit on it.
Grouchy says he's already working on his budget for 27 for Locksport. I hear that, brother. I think after I pay the shipping fees on this package to Rabbi, I'm going to be spent through 28. So we'll see.
Yeah, I think my budget right now is probably shot till probably 29.
Yeah,
easily.
All right, guys. I was debating what I was going to pick. Part of me says I got a bunch of locks that I haven't filmed me picking for the LPU just to have them on my scorecard. So I thought about just starting on my whites and working through all of them. But I just got in the Crolama challenge lock, and I've actually been progressive pinning my Medico M3, and I finally got it all together. And I've managed to pick the first half of it a couple times where I get all the pins rotated the right way, and I can get the little push bar at the bottom to click. But I haven't been able to get the whole thing yet. So why don't we budget? What's a budget? Says Rabbi.
Yeah.
So
what is a budget? No, we just take out mortgages and car loans and stuff like that just to fuel our obsession.
All right. I have no idea. I was watching Greyhound this morning. He did a poll in his thing, had people vote on stuff, and I have no idea how he did that.
You can insert a pull inside of, was it live, I think, or just in shorts or something like that.
Engage with your audience. Start a Q&A. Start a poll. Here we go. Okay. All right.
Oh man, these yellow locks, man. I'm having a hard time with these yellow locks. Give me a second. I'll be right back. 1 second.
All right. All right. We're going to start a poll. Let's see if this works. You guys can vote on what y'all want me to pick. Sold off one of my kids. What's up, Rob? And for what it's worth, y'all, the link to join me on Restream is pinned at the top. Anybody's welcome to jump in. Just having fun and hanging out.
There we go. All right, I'm back. Sorry about that.
No worries.
Had to find my other kit.
So for what it's worth, Grouchy, I sent out your legitimate short story today. And who else's did I send out? I did another one recently. I don't remember whose it was. It must have been Rob's, I think. Yeah, I think it was Rob's. Your short story and swag went out today as well.
There we go. Yeah. What's your scorecard looking like, man?
Mine? Oh, I got to look at it. I don't even know. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me do this in such a way that y'all can. So we're going to make this smaller over here. We're going to bring this bigger over here. We're going to share a screen. All right, so let's see here. Here's my scorecard.
Okay.
So why is the skiff I did. Yeah. So those are the ones apparently, like if you go in here and you click on, I can just come into my lock collection and it shows, a bunch of stuff I own. But in order for them to show on the scorecard, when you click on the lock and you come up here, you have to click scorecard. And if you don't put in a link to a YouTube video or something like that, it doesn't count.
Right.
So I've been trying to keep track of what I've actually haven't done. And I'll grab, one of my yellows, blues, oranges, greens, whatever that I haven't done on video, and just try and do that on video. But one of these days, I'll probably just pull down my whole collection and spend like 2 hours going through all of them, and then just link those videos to the ones that I haven't done before, just to get them on there. I'm even going to do the acrylic lock. That's right. I'm that petty. I want all the
Got to get them all right.
Right.
So what I got to do is every single lock that I have, I've done a video on. And I was part of the LPU when I first started doing the belt challenges. And I left after I got my blue, I believe. And so I completely forgot about my scorecard, just keeping it updated.
Okay.
So there's probably like maybe 10 or 15 locks I haven't added on there yet.
Gotcha. All right, let me make this big again. It looks like the M3 is winning out by just a hair, so we're going to go ahead and end the poll and get picking on the M3. Rob says that he's down, that he already got his story, so I must have sent out somebody else's today. But oh dear. Yeah, whenever you get home, Rob, just jump on and you can read it. I've got your video ready. But yeah, let me bust out the M3, and who knows, my last live I got a purple on, so maybe I'll get this one tonight as well.
Anybody got any tips on how to pick that gamma open? I've been working on that thing since I got it.
The what?
The Gamma 800.
Oh, I haven't even heard of that one.
So that's this big guy right here.
Okay.
It's a
kind of a chunker.
It's a split keyway. You have to use a dual tension bar, and it's a bunch of wafers.
Okay.
I think it's like 10 or 12 wafers in the keyway.
Okay.
And the key is pretty gnarly as far as keys go. This is the key for that gamma.
Oh wow, that's trippy looking.
Yeah. Double-sided wafers, like I was saying, and it's key retaining too. So.
Gotcha.
Thing's wicked. Just trying to figure out how I watched Lady Locks pick it open, and I still can't figure it out.
Check our comments here.
I don't know why I started on a yell. Let me get this pack lock UCS 2 open real quick. Maybe I might feel better about myself.
Yeah, I've gotten in the habit of every time I do a live, I open a can first, so that way at least I get one open on.
I mean, like you're sitting here trying to pick open this like god awful Yale that has like 15 spools in it, and you know, always start off with probably best off to start through the belt progressions white all the way up.
Yeah. Nightmare had a cool idea. I was watching some of his videos. He was talking about it, and then his submission for my giveaway that I got going. He talked about he wants to do a killer whale challenge instead of the blue whale. It's killer whale white to black.
Oh.
And he's trying to do it in under 10 minutes. It's like, damn.
Under 10.
Yeah, that's a hell of an ambitious undertaking. But man, even if he you know, just being able to do that period is impressive.
Well, I mean, at least you're not having to gut the locks.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, I don't think I'm curious to see how that reminds me. Sorry, squirrel moment. So Lockjaw, all their challenges, I'm curious to see what they're going to do now that the year has rolled over. Is the Berserker and the Pack Leader and the Night Watch, are those going to still be available this year and on to, the next year or two? Because, there's the one I can't do is the Assassin or whatever it is, where you got to do 3 purple locks and gut them in 15 minutes. I'm not there yet, but if the timeline's passed, I don't get it. But for what it's worth, I did reach out to them last week. I've received my Berserker patch, but that is the last challenge that I did with them. I said, hey, it's been over a month. I got an email from you guys on this date saying I would have it within 2 weeks. I haven't received my night watch patch, and I haven't received my Pack Leader patch. And they sent me back an email and said that I'm going to paraphrase, but it was basically, we've been having a problem with shipping. We've noticed that a lot of people haven't gotten their stuff. If we don't see them delivered in the next week, we're just going to send everything out again. So if you're one of those people waiting on stuff, they're aware that things have been, whether it's they got lost in the mail, whether the post office is that backed up. I don't know what's going on, but Lockjaw is tracking it and are prepared to send out more patches if necessary.
Yeah, so, I've been waiting to hear back about the Night Watch one too. I guess the challenge of it was you had to make a 30-minute long live stream what was it, after 11 o'clock?
And before 7 a.m. Yeah. So it had to
Yeah.
be at night.
So I did an hour long live stream. Now I understand part of the criteria was supposed to be like a learning, educational tips and tricks and stuff like that. I mean, I was trying. I
I
just
think it
don't
was
have.
just, I think it's just, you just had to be live. There wasn't any requirement to teach anything. It's just be live and be on the whole time. You couldn't just go live and then walk away and just let your stream go. You had to be there, entertaining people, but there was no requirement to do anything specific. I don't think, other than be on camera the whole time.
I mean, I was. Matt was in there, or not Matt. Mark. Mark was in there. I guess he was the only one that was in there, other than there was one random one that I've never run into before. And yeah, we went for like an hour. So
Yeah, I ended up doing mine with Swamp Picker, I think. Was him and I had planned on doing ours together, and then he got invited like a couple nights before we had ours scheduled, just impromptu. Ended up going on with somebody else, but he still did mine with me, and we just hung out in BS, and it was my first live ever.
oh yeah.
So, or it was supposed to be, but I ended up getting on another live with somebody too. So,
And lives are definitely interesting because you're talking to a camera, you're talking to live people, and they're just responding to you in the chat. And look at that, no tension bar. This is ridiculous. Um, but
let's see if I can get you guys a better angle so you're not just staring at the back of my hand.
let's see if I can do it one more time. I think my hand was in the way. But yeah, being on a live and talking to people is, for me, it's difficult because you're trying to figure out topics to talk about and just keep the conversation rolling, and then you're trying to pay attention to the text chat and everything else. I don't know how. See, there you go. I don't know how you guys do it all the time. It's one of those things I guess I'm gonna have to start getting used to if I can get my views up.
Nightmare says you have to get them after just picking under 10 minutes.
Oh,
So
all
Nightmare,
right.
is that something you came up with, or did you find that somewhere? Because I've never heard of that anywhere else. Lenny says maybe the lockjaw
Maybe the
patches
patches.
are hiding with my poker chips. I'm
Yeah,
taking
that's exactly what it
the
is.
freaking taping my poker chips inside of the envelopes, because it seems like every envelope I send out ends up showing up where one of the edges is cut, and it's like somebody's trying to shake it out of there. I don't know if they think I'm sending silver dollars, or they're just, I don't know what's going on with that, but
Silver dollars, poker chips. I think those, yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Maybe their patches hiding with their poker chips.
friggin' post office.
Dude, I have lost so much faith in the United Postal System these days. Who was it? Crow Llama. Crow Llama sent me a package a while back, and man, that thing never showed up.
Yeah, I remember years ago, one of the times I really got pissed with them. I'd bought a RC helicopter, and I'd bought a case for it. So it was like, think of a metal suitcase,
Mm-hmm.
but it was designed specific for the RC helicopter I had. And when it showed up, it was damaged. One of the hinges was bad, so I went to ship it back, and I paid for the insurance, everything. And I'm tracking it, and all of a sudden, mid travel, it's in some random place and I don't know where. And all of a sudden it just doesn't move for like a week. And I get a hold of the post office. Hey, what's going on with this? And, oh, we'll look into it. Give us the tracking number. And like a month later, they got a hold of me and said, hey, this is all we found. And they gave me, ironically, the perfect piece of paper that was ripped off from the, it was like wrapped in brown, paper, like what a paper bag's made out of.
Right.
We'd wrap the whole cardboard in that and package the whole thing nicely to send it back to the people I got it from. And they ironically have this perfect, the label, everything, but they're like, this is all we could find. We couldn't find anything else. Let us know if you want us to look anymore. I'm like, what do you mean if I want you to look anymore? Either find my package or pay me for its contents. That was like a $200 case. Oh, no, we're not paying for that. Well, I bought the insurance. well, that's only if it was stolen. We're not going to cover that. It was lost. And I'm like,
Prove
leave it to the government. Leave it to our government to friggin', not
And they
be able
have-
to pay them to in the first place. You pay them to deliver your stuff, so they can't deliver it if they lose it, and then they charge you extra to insure it, but they don't actually cover it if it gets lost. And it's like, why do I even use you?
Yeah, and the funny thing is they go through one of the more stricter background checks. They're more selective about who they hire based off the fact that it's a federal service.
Yeah, but they also pay peanuts, so they're not exactly getting the cream of the crop. It's
Yeah. No. Got to make money where you can, right?
right.
I wonder how much they're going to make off a box of locks, though.
Yeah, especially when I send it to friggin' Israel. That's going to be interesting because that box is starting to get pretty heavy.
Ooh. Yeah, who was it? I sent a couple locks a while back and it ended up coming out like 5 pounds. I was like, geez.
Yeah, I'm going to put it on a scale before I take it in just to see where I'm at.
Yeah. Those RC helicopters, though, man, I can imagine. You already pay a pretty penny for them as they are.
Yeah, it was a little hobby I got myself into when I was going through flight school in the military. So it's like I was really into helicopters. So I got myself a decent size RC, not just a toy. It was like an actual hobby one, and built it myself. And was as I'm building it, remembering all the classes they put me through on aerodynamics and how things worked and how helicopters work, and was taking my time dissecting things and checking them all out as I built it, and just help wrap my head around all the stuff they were teaching me in the ground school portion.
Yeah, I went through combat engineering school.
Okay.
All I did was dig holes.
Well, if you're a combat engineer, did you use C4 to dig said holes?
No. Bulldozers, graders, front end loaders, excavators.
Cool. I assume Army?
Air Force.
Ah, Chair Force.
I know.
And I was ready to respect you.
I know.
Well, hey, now that I know you're a vet, here, let me, I've got them here somewhere. Here we go. Are you familiar with the Stars for Our Troops?
Actually, no, I'm not.
All right, so there's a charitable organization called Stars for Our Troops, and what they do is they try and get flags donated to them that have flown over the Capitol, flown downrange, anywhere, everywhere. But if you've got an American flag that's ready to retire, instead of just burning it, which is a proper way to get rid of them, you send them the flags, and what they do is they cut out the stars.
Oh, that's cool.
And it says, I am a part of our American flag that has flown over the USA. I can no longer fly. The sun and winds cause me to become tattered and torn. Please carry me as a reminder that you are not forgotten. So I actually wear one of these on my my leather vest for when I'm riding the bikes.
Yeah.
But I contacted the charity and made a donation and got 100 or so of these. Oh, yes. Actually, I will take it. Thank you. My son just brought me a reload. Good man. Anyway, I'll add one of these to your package. I try and send these out to vets.
That's dope. That is really dope. I haven't flown a flag since I've been out. Just kind of a personal thing. Probably. I've been thinking about it. I've been thinking about getting one though.
I haven't flown one since we had a microburst come down and friggin' took out a bunch of trees around my house, and it took out my flagpole, and I've never replaced it. So,
yeah, I really do need to get one though. I've been thinking about it a lot.
Thank you, bud.
Of course. Man, this Yale is just giving me a bunch of trouble.
Well, I know better than I've been sitting here by myself and getting my butt kicked by this lock, and now I'm trying to talk and pick at the same time, and I'm definitely not a multitasker. So if I get this thing open, it's going to be sheer dumb luck. And maybe that's what I need, is to just get lucky. And, you know, I was on with, I'm trying to remember who I was on with. I picked a lock. I picked an SFIC, but I picked it to control and operating. So that counts as a purple if you do them both on one video. So that was my first purple belt open. And one of the guys asked me, so do you know what you did and which pins were where? And I'm like, no, dude, I'm the blind squirrel that found an acorn. What are you talking about?
Just running that pick through, just hoping and praying that you get something. Man,
it may be a single pin pick, but I'm raking this bitch.
for those people that can do those SFICs, more power to you. You know, I own one. Actually, I own a couple of them, and I'll get it to control, and then the core pops out, and I'm just like, well, what now? I keep forgetting about the extra bar that you got to slide in there just to get it to operator, and just never have any luck with it.
Yeah, I got lucky. I got one. I've got another one sitting behind me that I've never touched yet. But on this morning's video with Greyhound, he was saying that he wanted to try and pick one. So I'm going to send him one of mine as a loaner.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. You know who else likes SFICs?
No.
NOLA.
Ah. That's who I friggin' mailed that stuff to this morning, was NOLA.
He is a SFIC fiend.
Is he? Okay. Yeah, I just did his short story and got that mailed out this morning with Grouchy's stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm gonna be sending, as soon as he sends me his info. I got a couple locks I'm gonna send him that are SFICs. Just because I went out, got one that has a set of keys with it. So the other two I'm gonna go ahead and pass on to him. One of them has a Schleg body, Schleg housing, SFIC, and it's a best core. And then the other one is a unbranded lock body with a best SFIC core.
Okay. Yeah, eventually I want to get a best in arrow. The one I picked was something I got off Amazon. It's let's see if I can get this to focus. An Elox.
Hey.
But I found it on Amazon, was messing around with other stuff, ended up getting that. And then I ended up getting off of the Lock Bazaar I want to say it's a Schlag, however the heck you pronounce that.
Schleg.
Yeah, it's a Schlag.
Yeah, I gotta have a few more drinks in there to say it.
Yep. It's the Goober die Schlagen.
Is that German? No, it's Deutsch. That's the same thing. Oh, man.
Okay. Ironically, when I first repin this thing, repopulated with all the pins, the first like 2-3 times I tried it, I was able to get the rotation of all of them and get this sidebar to click almost, within 30 seconds every time. The more I mess with it, the more dyslexic I'm getting with it. I can't seem to do it at all now.
Sidebar. I haven't messed with a lock that had any sidebars on it yet. Yeah,
so this one, this is my first Medico. I've got an M4 as well that I'm going to mess with. And eventually I'll probably get, the biaxial and the original. I've got a Medico cam lock as well. But so inside this, there's 5 pins, but the pins don't just go up and down, which this one's got, I think it's a mushroom in pin 1 and 2, and it's got a barrel in pin 3. 4, 5, 6 are standard pins, but every pin has to rotate. So on one side of the pin, there's a groove cut in it. And it's got to be rotated to the right position to where a locking bar on the side, it's got little teeth on it. The teeth can go into the pin. So you've got to,
Like
not
little
only have them
serrations.
picked to the right height, but you've got to rotate them correctly to get that sidebar to go in.
Yeah, okay.
So
I'm
that's what
tracking.
makes them more complicated, and what's making this one a purple.
I was wondering about that because I've actually looked at those locks and I was looking at the breakdown of the key pins in them, and I was
Yeah,
wondering how they operated.
yeah. So like if
Yes.
you look, let's see if I can get this to kind of
Because
show.
they said you have to rake them just to get them all aligned the same direction. Okay,
Uh,
so the
so
bitting's off to either side then.
well, when you look at it, it's you can see that they're cut at angles. It's not just up and down.
Right.
So what it is like in this particular lock, not all locks are the same, but um, the actual, this will be a good example if I can get this to focus here. But let's say this is the pin. Is it
Mm-hmm.
either be straight across 20 degrees this way or 20 degrees this way are the only places that it'll line up. So like this particular lock, I've taken it apart and I've kind of mapped out what it is. It's like the front pin, the left side needs to be forward. This one needs to be in the middle, left side forward, right side forward, in the middle, left side forward is how this particular, lock has to be positioned to operate.
Right. That makes a lot of sense.
But yeah, it's very different. And then you start getting into like my next lock, the brown lock that I'm going to do this Primus is you can see the cuts on top, but then let me see if it'll focus here. You can see the cuts on the bottom as well.
Yeah, so it's got 4 pins on the bottom or 3?
I think it's got 4 or 5. I don't remember. I need to watch videos on it and learn this lock. I haven't even started learning that yet because I'm still focusing on, trying to learn this Medico. But yeah, everyone's got a different thing. Like a lot of people, I know a lot of people that are at black belt that have never touched a Medico because it's its own little world, just like, getting into dimple locks, getting into disc detainers, it's just a different thing to learn. But I'm can be a very petty and stubborn person. And when I first got into this, one of the local locksmiths I contacted, I said, hey, looking to see what you have in stock. I'd like to, maybe buy some locks that were, half was damaged. You drilled out one side, the other side's good. You're just going to throw it away. Can I buy it on the cheap? They're like, what are you looking for? Well, I'm hoping to find some high security stuff, some Medicos, some this, that, the other. And they go, Medicos are unpickable. I'm like,
Oh, really?
okay, roger that. I've seen other people pick them, so I know it's possible. So screw you. I'm getting into Medicos. I'm going to learn them.
There you go.
Just because I'm petty and stubborn and somebody told me I can't.
Well, I mean, they are not unpickable. We've already seen that.
Yep.
And, if you're stubborn, go for it. Personally, I think something like that is quite frustrating just because my skill level is way, way too far out.
Yeah, definitely. When I first started picking these, it was definitely, I felt like a complete noob again. This is the first lock up to my brown belt, or it's not my brown belt, up to my blue belt. Sorry. I'd taken them apart, see what they were inside, but I hadn't progressively pinned anything.
Right.
It was, I just practiced with them, was able to get it this lock. I started progressive pinning just so I could learn with 1 pin in it how to do it. Then 2 pins, then 3, then 4. Once I got 4, I just went straight to 6. But and I might need to go back or just take another break because, like I said, it seems like the more I pick on this thing today, the worse my skills are getting with it.
See, you want to talk about stubborn? You at least went the smart route and did the progressive pinning. I'm just like, nah, give me 6 pins. We'll go ahead and try this as a beginner lock. Epic
Hell or high
failure.
water. Here we go.
Epic failure. Just massive frustration, just breaking picks left and right, trying to get this thing open.
All right, let me catch up on comments here.
Hey, so by the way, I mentioned Nola's name, and look who showed up in the chat.
Nola's here. What's up? Ed Elroy's here. What's up, Elroy?
Everybody in there's got some great content. Absolute great content.
Cool. So for what it's worth, if any of you haven't seen, I on New Year's Eve, late, like right before midnight my time, I posted a giveaway, and so far I have Labs, Nightmare, Grouchy Lenny, Phantasm, and Wild Billiam have submitted entries for my giveaway. But if y'all are interested, go check out my channel and check out the giveaway video. Giving away some of the Phantasm, one of the Phantasm cases, handful of locks, and one of my patches from the military. But I've really been enjoying a couple of things that I've asked people to do is share some tips for pickers, and the tips that people are putting in have been fantastic.
Yeah, I've actually watched a few of those. Are very, very informative. Let's talk about those Phantasm cases, though, man. Those are some wild cases. Who's the one that had the metal buckles on it? Was it Rockout or was it Greyhound?
Greyhound put those on, and I've actually ordered. He did chrome ones. I ordered some black ones based on his recommendation, and we'll be putting them on mine. But of course, I got to wait till after my giveaway because I ordered 2 cases. Mm-hmm. And the winner gets to pick which case they want. I'm gonna keep the other one.
There you go. Even more incentive for people to get those videos out and get into that giveaway.
Yeah, but Phantasm, when he put in his, he was. I asked everyone to give me an idea for a short story for me. You know, I will write it, but you know, give me ideas for a premise. And he said that he's working on a new case for an EDC case, and he wanted. Pretty sure it was his the James Bond one. Hold on, let me pull it up. So Phantasm is, yeah, he wanted me to do like a James Bond, you know, breaking into the evil lair of the bad guy, but then he gets caught and you get tied to, you know, some ridiculous contraption that's gonna, you know, saw you in half or cut you in half with a laser in 5 minutes, and the bad guy's gonna walk away, and you got to lockpick your way out of it, go save the planet. And but he wants the James Bond to use his new EDC carry case that he's making. So I'm anxious to see what the case is going to look like. I might have to go buy one of those too.
There you go. You know, it would be wild as a case that you got to pick into just to get your picks.
I actually really enjoyed. I think it was Elroy, him and his brother or his brother-in-law. Both had bought each other like those. I think it's almost like an ammo can, but it's just red metal and it's meant for like lotto locks.
Yeah.
But they had put locks in them and then put like 20 locks on the outside, locking it shut. So you had to pick your way into it. And he had posted before Christmas that he was going to give that to his brother or his brother-in-law, whoever it was. And then ironically, his brother-in-law gave him almost the exact same present. It was the same idea.
Oh, wow.
I'm like, that is friggin' awesome.
So it's kind of like those boxes that have like thousands of bolts on the outside or thousands of screws.
Right.
You got to get into it just to get what you're wanting. The frustrating box of locks. Dude, a lot of locks are frustrating in themselves. There's not a whole lot of feedback on them, and they're crunchy.
Yeah. One of the
You get it?
It clicked. I've got it halfway. I've got all the pins are rotated to the right position. Now I just got to do the up down, which isn't always easy.
Uh-oh. Don't slip.
Yeah, I may be going quiet for a while and really concentrating now that I've got a chance at opening this thing.
We're all watching intently.
Right. Don't freeze up. Stop watching me.
Coming at you live on one of the most worst locks there is.
Somebody starts playing the Jeopardy music. Da, 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 da.
Yeah. What do we have today, Alex?
What is freezing under pressure for 500?
Accidentally rotate one counterclockwise. Oh man, frustration at its max. You're making my anxiety go up. Oh man, this 8050 Ti is kicking my butt.
I don't have any of the Avis TIs yet. I'm gonna go buy some of those.
I made the mistake of over tensioning and I ruined the bidding on it.
Whoopsie.
I absolutely destroyed the keyway. But it's all right. It still works. It still works. It's just a little sloppy, that's all. Oh, that sounded promising.
Yeah, the first two are mushrooms, and the third one's a barrel.
Ooh. Put some here.
What do you say?
No pressure. You done yet? You ain't got it open yet? What's taking so long? And this is all NOLA, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, his I rather enjoyed writing his short story. I think y'all are gonna like it, and the video is fantastic.
And then Swamp Picker said, put some hair on it.
Nothing like love and support.
Good. I think it's been like a year since I've opened an AL 1100. NOLA? That's not.
Nope, I lost it. Dang it.
No.
No pressure. You done yet? You ain't got it open yet.
All you're doing is setting pins to the shear line, man. Come on. What you got going on? Did we talk about the rotating of the pins to the correct orientation, sir?
Yeah.
All right. I have completely forgotten how to pick a lock. Yep, it's all set. NOLA feels your pain. Come on, where's that spool at? AL 1100 race? No. I will lose every time because I'm horrible at these small itty bitty pins that are in here.
And it's been a couple weeks since I played with mine.
Grouchy's gonna get his open before I get mine open. And all I'm being stuck on is a spool that just wants to keep hiding from me. Ah, there we go. Got it.
Nice.
Found it. Oh man. This is the AL 1100 that caused me so much grief on the LPU.
I definitely noticed the green belt and the blue belt were a step up.
Yeah, it was that spool that just kept hiding, man. It just did not want to show its face. And then I think when I was gutting it during one of the takes, two of the pins decided to roll off my desk. And once they hit a hard surface, they are gone.
Oh, who's texting me?
This is a pack lock. What is this? Pack lock something. Blue belt is easier than green. When it came down to the 98 Pro, I'd have to say definitely the 98 Pro was a little bit easier than the AL 1100 was. Absolutely.
Man, my phone is just blowing up.
Got something a little easier that'll make me feel a little bit better, I guess. I don't know. So I got two of the 98 Pros from 44 Delta. And man, I will tell you right now that black on brass, man, that black on brass kicks.
Yeah.
Just a aesthetically pleasing looking lock.
Swamp Picker says Mama didn't raise no quitter. This may not be the blue whale, but I might try and take the blue snail title from you there, Swamp Picker.
You know, one of the locks I wouldn't mind getting a hold of is one of those. What was it, the Ruco 500?
Yeah, I want to get one of those as well.
Such a hard lock to find. Wouldn't mind getting into more Euro locks too. Those keyways are definitely interesting looking. Dang it, I just lost my false set. Can I throw up a link to my channel? Yeah, sure. Give me 1 sec.
I was gonna say, if you can't, I will.
Give me 1 second. There you go. Oops. Drop the chat. Do.
Okay, let's see here. All right, Nola, you're a mod.
Transparent.
You want to make transparent a mod? Nola just joined us. Sup?
Oh, what's up, transparent eyeball? I actually just recently subscribed to his channel. He was put up as one of those underdog channels.
Yep. Yeah, I like how everybody seems to be doing that for their giveaways. Is you got to call out, a smaller channel, help some of the new guys out. I really like that. So,
Oh, it definitely does help.
yeah.
My channel's still sitting at like 138. I think Dean and everybody blew well past me. They were behind like 20 views or 20 subscribers, and then next thing I know, I looked and they got like 200 plus. I'm like, wow, great stuff, great stuff. I'm not even jealous of them. Like, I applaud their success.
Yeah. All right, Nola, Swamp, and Grouchy, y'all are mods. Wreak havoc, have fun. Yeah, on hindsight, I don't know why I gave the biggest troll moderator powers, but okay.
Look, I wasn't gonna say nothing. I'm just gonna let you go.
It'll make
ahead
it
and
fun. It'll make it fun.
just let him do his thing. Sorry, I got a big old tin of butter cookies for how much havoc he can wreak. We'll see if it's worth a tin of butter cookies in the end.
Butter cookies, that's hot.
I don't know if you saw the video I did for Nola a while back. I ended up finding a small tin of dice that were oddly enough in the style of his butter cookies,
Nice.
and the dice actually had spools of thread in it because we go over to Grandma's house and
Oh, yeah.
those tins are everywhere, but they're all sewing kits.
Yep.
And you're just like, you're diehard set on these cookies. Your stomach, your taste buds are all prepped for it. You open that thing up and just sheer disappointment.
Hopes dashed, dreams crumbled.
So I did a close up of this, yeah. And I had it zoomed in to where all you can see was the little Dutch village on the logo. And then I zoomed out and just a tin of dice. It's great.
Nice.
Epic disappointment. Oh, I had that thing picked open this whole time, and all I had to do was turn the. Okay. All I did was put pressure on the tension bar because I was getting ready to put the pick back in, and it just open. All right, cool. Why not?
Stealth open. Stealth Rogue Ninja open.
Absolutely. I did it so fast y'all didn't even see it. Oh man. So a little backstory about that while we're on here. My name actually comes from my overall desire as a kid to just be like this stealthy little rogue because I'm a D&D nerd, and
Okay.
so now I'm actually getting to practice being one.
Nice. That makes sense.
So that's
and
how that's
all of a sudden I have my idea for your short story. We're gonna go D&D.
so that's how my name came about. Was just I originally started out with my gamer tag Scout Z, and it just wasn't feeling like it was right. And so I thought about what I was doing, picking locks open and everything. I was like, that's kind of like my character class that I always choose when I'm doing MMOs, is always picking a rogue.
Gotcha. Yeah, my family, all my kids are grown now, but they're early to mid 20s, and daughter's married, son's a pretty serious relationship, and all the kids, so all four of them, my two kids and their SOs, want to start getting into something. So we've thought about doing D&D, but we've never done it before, and it seems pretty complicated to learn on our own. They want me to DM. Which I don't mind doing once I understand what the hell I'm doing. But we've thought about, okay, do we want to do this, or do we want to I've got a laptop for work, but it's not, it doesn't have a GPU and any of that stuff. So it's like, what MMORPGs can we play on console? Because everybody's got PS5s and PS4s and that stuff. So we're looking at Final Fantasy 14 online, of maybe doing that as a family, but we're, also looking at possibly doing D&D.
Well, I'll tell you this right now. If you want to start out slow and easy, you don't want to have to think too much about being a DM and creating a backstory and everything else. Start off with the D&D Essentials kit. And, your first, like, level 1 to 10 quest is all laid out for you already in the book. So you don't have to worry about,
yeah, we were going to buy one of those starter kits that teaches you how to play. And
yeah, they're fantastic. I actually started that with my my kids at one point. They loved it. Oops. I keep forgetting this stinking thing's broken. Can't put too much pressure on it. I had to super glue the locking wheel on this grip.
Oh, your base for your thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it cracked in like 5 different spots. I just slathered some super glue on there. Right, that's not gonna work. I'll have to go by hand on this one. That's how I should be practicing anyways, because not all locks can you put in a vise.
All right, guys. I don't feel like I'm getting anywhere, and I'm just starting to reinforce bad habits. So
spinning wheels
aside for a while and pick something else. Oh, what else can I embarrass myself with?
How about an AL 1100?
All right, AL 1100 it is. Where's my 1100? There she is.
Challenge, you got to do it southpaw.
Oh shit.
Hey, I did it in the video. It's not doable.
Well, and who has the challenge where you got to do stuff one-handed? Is that the lockpicking engineer?
Oh my goodness. I think so. Don't quote me on that 100%. That challenge I haven't even tried to attempt yet, because I'm still a newbie picker.
Yeah, me too. I've only been doing this like a month and a half.
I've been doing this 4 or 5 years now, and I'm still a newbie at it. I've developed a lot of bad habits.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
It helps to be ambidextrous, by the way.
Yeah, and I am not. All right, let me catch up on comments here. Need to get a Locksport D&D game going.
Oh, hell yeah.
Everyone's going to be a lock picker.
Wait, hold on. What did you say, Noah?
And a Locksport World of Warcraft guild. I stopped playing World of Warcraft back during the what was after Burning Crusades? The Lich King?
Yeah.
Blizzard pissed me off. My wife, her account got hacked. Blizzard said, well, you can't prove you didn't share your info with somebody. So not only are we not refunding, giving you all your stuff back, we're gonna ban your account for 30 days. I'm like, so let me get this right. I'm a paying customer because I was paying for my account and my wife's account. I'm a paying customer. We got hacked, and you're gonna punish us. And
Yep.
we've never broken any rules. Well, guess what? Now I'm gonna break all your rules. So I had several level 80s. Every character had epic flying mounts. Every character, I could make all my own stuff. I didn't need anybody else. So I could go out and make, get on this character and he's, maxed out leather worker. This guy's, weaver. This guy's, herbalist, whatever. Uh, and I called one of those places that you can buy accounts from, and I sold them my account for $900.
Hell yeah, that's a banger of a deal right there.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. And if they sold my account, they sold it for like $2,000. But yeah, ever since then, I'm like, fuck Blizzard. I'll never play with them anymore. That's why we're looking at Final Fantasy 14 versus World of Warcraft.
I stopped playing Final Fantasy after 10, so I don't know how that online universe actually is working out right now. So I have zero input on that one.
Yeah. Nola says the SFIC. I already picked an SFIC, and I can't have two entries from the same one on my purple belt. Why would I pick something again?
What do you think was from Disney Star Wars, Nola? The name? COD Mobile for life. All right, yeah. I'm a COD fan. Been a COD fan since 2010. I have to say I am highly disappointed in Black Ops 7 right now.
I didn't even buy the new one. I stopped playing COD a while ago. It just kept getting worse and worse and worse.
Well, I beta tested 6 and I was stuck. Yeah, nah. Yeah, you're welcome for that explanation there, Nola. But yeah, I beta tested Black Ops 6 and it was good play. The Omni movement was freaking phenomenal and just made the gameplay a lot more enjoyable. But the wall climbing on 7, because I beta tested that one too, was not a fan. It was kind of like they were trying to bring Advanced Warfare back just without the exoskeletons. Sorry, that's a mouthful to say. It wasn't realistic, and then the movement was very, very sluggish. Rogue Squadron, no. As much as I enjoyed Star Wars as a kid, I'm not like that big of a geek on them right now. Yeah, I see that song. I see that song. I don't disagree with you. I really don't. Let's see if I can get a 7240 open today. I doubt it. I doubt I'm going to be able to get this little bugger open because it took me a week just to get the first one.
I got one of those for Christmas, but I haven't played with it yet.
The most mischievous lock I've ever encountered.
I gotta say the zero bitted Abus 83s that I got, I've sent a few of them out to people. You would assume that since it's zero bitted, everything's going to be all the way at the top. It should be an easy pick. They're actually very challenging.
Standard pins themselves are challenging.
Well, in this one, even though it's an orange, it's got a bunch of spools, and then one is it's almost like a serrated, but it just has one serration top, one on the bottom, almost like a barrel. But the only way I can pick the thing is if I cheat, turn my pick backwards, and just use the back to raise them all at the same time, almost like a comb.
Yeah.
And find the shear line. But trying to single pin pick it, I can't even open the thing yet.
It's almost like you got to take the pick, put it in there backwards, and just use the handle.
No, that's what I was saying. Is that's the only way I've been able to get it. So single pin picking it, I can't do that. I can't open it yet. It's kicking my butt.
I mean, when you got the bind order, and then you're fighting those spools on top of that, the serrations don't ever give problems. It's those spools that always give problems.
See, and on the opposite, I find spools so easy because you get counter rotation with them. So I mean, it's very telling. Whereas the serrations kind of flummox me sometimes.
Well, this is how much of a newbie picker I am. Those counter rotations that I get is usually because I'm pressing on the side of the cylinder.
Oh, okay.
So it's causing the counter rotation, and so that's why I have a hard time finding spools. That's my frustration with them. So if you got any tips on that, I'd love to hear it.
Pick the pins, not the cylinder. Ta-da!
Oh, so stating the obvious. Got it.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Thank you, sir. I do appreciate it. That is most helpful input.
I am here to help. Man, I used to be able to pick this thing in like 30 seconds when I used to practice with it every day. I knew this because this is the one I used for my blue whale challenge and practice. But I'd memorized what order to pick it in, how many clicks out of each, what it all was. And now I'm picking it blind again, and I'm lost in the sauce.
Listen, I don't remember what I picked for the blue whale challenge. I know my time was 5 minutes 24 seconds.
Nice.
I cannot remember for the life of me. I know for the white belt, I think I did my Master Lock commercial. For the yellow, I might have done my Master Lock. What was it? The 532. And then for the orange, I can't remember what I did for the orange. And then I know I did a 98 Pro for the blue.
Yeah, I know I did a 98 Pro because that's the only one I had. And I know I did an American 1100 for my green.
Yep. That was pretty much I think I actually did my 6840 for the green. I don't think I did the Master Lock or the AL 1100. Speaking of elusive Master Locks, you ever get your hands on the Master Lock 19?
No, I've been watching eBay, but everybody on eBay right now wants like 150, 200 bucks for them. And I'm like, if I can find one sub 100, I'll probably get one eventually.
That's the one I just want to check off my bucket list.
Yeah. When I met a guy, when I was at that live event in Austin last month, he was a newer picker, but obviously wasn't shy about spending money. Had a whole little rolling toolbox and a bunch of stuff that he brought with him. And I got to see one and check it out, but I didn't have a chance to pick it while I was there. And he said he had 3 of them. I'm like, good grief, you want to sell one? And he goes, no, not really. I was like, okay, I don't know what you need 3 of them for, but cool.
Give you $200 for it. No, I'm good.
Yeah, so eventually I'll find somebody that's got one that's willing to send it to me and pick it and send it back. Or if I can find one for a fair price, I'll buy one eventually.
I've seen a picture of that, man. That is a beefy lock.
Yeah, the biggest one I've got is I got it off Marketplace. I found an Abus. I'm reminding myself what this is. It's an Abus 70 or 8570.
No, I'm not going to clown the original 3, man. That's what I grew up on.
So that's the biggest padlock I've got.
Goodness.
Yeah, she a big one.
That is a huge lock. Let's see. That was the biggest one. I think that, no? Yeah, the pack lock was this the 2CA? U2CA? This is the biggest lock I own.
Okay, yeah, I've got
that
the
thing's-
whole the Kick
beefy.
1A, the 1 series locks.
Yeah, that thing's beefy.
There's an 1100 for comparison. But yeah, I bought these in the whole rainbow. I bought one in each belt color.
I thought about doing that. Actually, that was a good way to get your belts up right then and there. Minus the, what was it, the purple, red, and brown.
What do you mean?
Who was it? It was a lock bench. Lock picker's bench had something like that, I think.
Yeah, so I got the idea from Sandman did a video. Here, let me pull him down. Sandman did a video where he talked about these, and that's what turned me on to them.
Oh yeah, I saw that in one of his videos.
Zoom back a little bit here. See if I can make this work. But yeah, so I got the whole collection, and then it was just a matter of finding kick cylinders of the appropriate, level.
Yeah.
So I've got most of them in right now. I've got my red belt. It's a Medical M4, but it's in a baggie in my toolbox because I took it apart. I lost one of my springs for the sidebar on that Medical M3 I'm picking.
Oh,
so I stole this, and I've ordered more springs, but they're not in yet. And then originally I was going to put the Medical M3 I'm picking in this one, but the length of the kick cylinder is a little long. So like you can see how these sit flush.
Mm-hmm.
It was sticking out. So I ended up buying off of a website a Max Restricted Plus for this.
Okay.
And then I don't remember what I bought on the blue. It might actually be a Medico, but it's just a 4-pin regular, doesn't have a sidebar, nothing, nothing fancy, but they're both on back order. So I'm waiting on those to come in. But yeah, I've got the whole set. So eventually I will, I'm going to have them probably, maybe I'll do it where the pack lock is, but I'm going to have my little skull and crossbones engraved on all of them.
Hell yeah.
And then what I want to do is on this side where it's smooth, is with all of them lined up, maybe have my skull and crossbones and then TXR lock sport, or, do something across the whole thing to where when they're sitting together on a shelf, it makes one big image.
Oh, that'd be sick.
So I will be, whenever that finally gets done, I took pictures as I've been, doing this journey when they came in and they were in the package, and when I first opened them up, and I'll take pictures once they have all the locks in them, and then when I send them out to get engraved, and I'll do a video on it or a post on it once they're all done and ready.
Dude, looking forward to that one. That's actually a really good idea. I would love to have something just, in a line on a shelf, just perfect alignment, creating one giant image. The one thing I would do on them is just probably have the cylinders that are in them, what they are.
Yeah, I've thought about that too, is engraving, this one's a Medico M3, this one's an ASA 600, twin, this one's a Schlage Primus.
That way, just so you know what's on one's in there, not going, I can't remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a dope idea though. I like that one.
All right, let me catch up comments here.
I'm not a big fan of all those different colors though. Most of my locks I'd love to have just straight black locks. Just for aesthetics.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it'd be cool. Like when I bought this one, this is a green belt, so I bought the green one. Now I've got, a couple red ones and other stuff too, but
yeah, all I did was just put electrical tape on the bottom of them to let me know which ones they were.
Yeah, I bought the I think it's 44 Delta. He sells it on his website, but this one shows it a little bit better. Little round stickers.
Yep. Yep. The belt stickers.
And so that's what I've done with, I've got a whole little bookshelf behind me that has, the top shelf is all the ones that I've picked that are ranked. And then I've got a shelf of ranked ones that I haven't picked yet, a shelf of unranked ones that I haven't picked yet, and then all the picked ones that aren't ranked are sitting in a box here somewhere.
Yeah. The other thing I thought would have been cool is those shackle tags in different colors.
The shackle tags?
Yeah, for the lock shackles.
Oh, I haven't seen those.
You would have to have them like 3D printed or something like that. But I know there's people who've been 3D printing shackle tags. I don't know where my shackle tags went at this point in time to show you an example of it. They sell the metal ones over on Covert Instruments.
Okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Now that you've explained it.
Yeah. This 7240 is not wanting to cooperate. All right, I'm done. I'm done with it. I feel like failure.
Is it just me, or are you guys hearing stuff in the background? Like, do you have a TV going in your background, or is friggin', am I hearing ghosts whispering to me? I'm hearing stuff coming from my computer, and I don't know what it is.
Oh, hold on one second.
Oh, if you got a TV or something going, that I don't care. I just trying to figure out what the hell I'm hearing. Yeah, no, I've started marking the locks just because when I first started, helped me identify. Now that I've, am in it longer, I know what most locks are without having to look at them, but it's something I bought, I spent the money on. So, something I did, and then something else I've started doing. I don't know if you'll be able to see it on this one. So let me pull out a different one. Well, this one I haven't done yet. This is one I'm going to make a challenge lock out of. But something else I've gotten in the habit of doing is the Bible on these kick cylinders. I will mark the front of the Bible with a Sharpie, just that when I take it apart, I know which side's the front. So when I go to repin it and put it back together, it just helps it, makes it easier to identify.
Is that a little bit better? Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No worries. I didn't even know if you had anything going, and it didn't bother me. I was just trying to figure out what the heck it was and make sure I wasn't losing my mind.
No, this house echoes, unfortunately. And
gotcha.
I've asked the kids to turn it down like 5 times already.
No worries, but if you watch any of my videos, half the time my wife interrupts, my mother-in-law comes out, my dogs start barking, life happens.
Yeah.
Nothing but a thing.
I had my little one in here earlier. I had to shush her real quick.
Cool. No worries. How old's your little one?
4.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Man, yesterday mine were in my arms, and now they're all grown. Happens so fast.
Yep. I remember that. My oldest one is almost out of high school. My second oldest one's almost out of high school.
Yeah, for good and for bad, our kids were pretty close. We had what they call Irish twins. We had our first, 6 weeks later, the doctor said we could have sex again. 9 months later, my daughter was born. So my kids are 10.5 months apart.
Yep.
So, and being in the military, bouncing around, they were each other's best friend or worst enemy, depending on the day.
Yeah.
They got along great, grew up great. And when they were in high school, he's playing football, she's cheerleading. So cut down on the places we were going and the things we were doing. But, it made it nice. They were close enough in age that, we did things that were age appropriate for the whole family. And, but then, within a year or two, they both left the house at the same time. And,
you don't know what to do at that point in time, right?
Yeah. Well, we got about, I'd say a month and a half, maybe 2 months of kind of that second honeymoon. It's just us, kids are gone. It's just us, if I don't have work, I do home inspections. So sometimes just nobody calls for an appointment. So I have a random Tuesday off. So, I'd take her into town, take her to lunch, watch a movie in the middle of the week. Nobody's in the theater. It's empty. It's great. And we were having a good time because, we started young. We started right away. So we were enjoying it. But then her mom hadn't picked up the phone in like 3, 4, 5 days. And she started getting worried. So she called family. And they drove a couple hours from out of town to go check on her mom, and they found her on the floor, death's door. Turns out she hadn't been taking her diabetes meds. Her husband passed away. She was home alone, feeling lonely. World's, nobody's there for her, and just gave up. Well, got her to the hospital, spent some time in the ER, spent some time in the ICU, and my wife said, I got to go. I'm afraid we're going to lose her. So, go, babe, go. So I held down the fort and ended up recovering from it all. And the only way they would let her out of she was in a rehab nursing home. The only way they'd let her leave was if someone moved in with her or she moved in with somebody. She couldn't live alone anymore.
Yeah.
And this is back in Oregon. And none of the family there, like a couple of them had legitimate reasons, they're, our niece lived right there, but she had just started a family, just had a baby, she's busy living her life. But the other family that didn't want to or wasn't willing to. So I took a week off work and drove out with my truck and trailer, and we loaded up half her household goods and moved her out here with us. And we've, doctors said that, she'd be lucky if she lasts 6 months. And here it is 3 years later, and she's still with us.
Praise Jesus.
So, blessing to have her. We're glad she's healthy, but at the same time, it's our life went from, a very small period without, kids or responsibilities to, now we're tied to the house again and can't go places. Somebody's always got to be here. We've had a couple grease fires, she forgets the stove. And so somebody's always got to be home.
Yep. No, that's, it's hard when you're looking forward to that freedom in the end, and that happens. Did the same thing with after my boys were born. I was like, all right, we're done. Finally done. Got them out of diapers. They were grown, and was getting ready to get all of our freedom back and start pawning them off on the grandparents a little bit more often. And my 4-year-old came along. I was like, well, do we remember how to do this? Next thing you know, you go from thinking about downsizing the vehicle to now we need another seat.
Right.
And then you start looking at the gas price. So you're like, man, that's going to be another $20.
Yeah. After we had our two so close to each other, it was like, and our first, I was using protection. She was on the pill. God decided we would be fruitful. And after my daughter was born, we're like, do we want more? If we can guarantee it's a boy, do we want another girl? And so I just went in and got a vasectomy.
Well, I can guarantee, I can say this with 100% accuracy. All of them are my fault. Because protection, nah. There's no fun in that.
No.
It's more fun to play Russian roulette. Just makes it a little more exciting.
All right. My fingers are dyslexic.
I didn't realize you were still working on that AL 1100.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose I ought to pick something that I could actually get open and other than a beer.
Even that's a challenge sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Is it a pop off or a twist off?
All right.
This 7240 is not going to cooperate at all.
Here. I got this. All right. Here's that Avidus I was telling you about with the zero bidding.
Uh-huh.
So here we got this. We're going to go bottom of the keyway. We're going to go back of the handle.
You see what Nola said?
No.
He said, "Not a
What did the
chance."
troll
So
say?
he said, I'm about to go get clipped and not have to worry about that
Not
shit
that shit anymore. That's what I did, brother. Ain't no shame in that game.
Nah, Russian roulette's way more fun.
Ta-da. Okay, I opened something.
That was fast. That was insanely fast. Does it count though? You didn't SPP it.
I don't care. I'm not doing it for you. All right. And I am empty. I'm going to go reload. I'll be right back.
All right, bro. Transparent. If the cookie fits. That's great, Nola. That's great. Yeah, I think just for Nola, I'm thinking about going to grab that tin of butter cookies just for him.
I don't even think I've got any in the house. I've probably got an old tin that has swing stuff in it, but
well, full transparency, I keep my tin of butter cookies in the gun locker.
I'm not saying it's a problem, so don't take this as complaining. It's a good problem to have, but I've outgrown the gun safe, so I bought a gun locker. I've outgrown the gun locker, so I have a cabinet. I've outgrown the cabinet. I don't have anywhere to put any more shit, let alone cookies in those cabinets. But like I said, it's a good problem to have.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I only got 4 pistols. That's about it. So I don't need anything that big.
Yeah, I've been collecting for a long time. I used to be a firearms instructor. So I don't have a lot of collection pieces for the sake of collection. But I do have big believer in there's a tool for every job. And I've got a lot of different tools.
Yeah, unfortunately, I haven't gotten around to the rifle side of things because there's not very many places around here I can shoot it.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah, see, I live on 20 acres. I'm out in the country. So between tactical stuff, between hunting stuff, we've got some toys, we've got some suppressors.
I usually I carry my 47 every day. That's
Okay.
just
No,
because of work.
you didn't miss anything.
Just because of work, I carry my 47 every day. So
yeah, I keep a oh dear. I keep a pistol in my my briefcase that I carry for work. I don't want to have anything on me, just because doing what I do, you know, you never know what their politics, what their background is. Some people freak out, even though it's Texas. So I don't carry it on me. And to be honest, crawling in attics and crawling in crawl spaces, you know, I don't want anything on me, but I do have something with me always.
Yeah.
That's a good looking lock.
Yeah, it's the one of the last ones I bought from 44 Delta. 49 and 50. I was one of the last few to get this batch.
Nice.
So we went from the Glock 17 to the Glock 47 recently. So that was a definite transition.
Yeah. Yeah. I usually carry the oh, Kodiak joined us. What's up? I usually carry either the 17 or the 19X/45. The you know, it's a 19 slide with a 17 frame, so you get the full round count.
Yeah.
But if I'm like shorts t-shirt, you know, my concealed gun is a SIG 365, and I love that thing.
Yeah, I haven't used anything other than Glock for the last 4 years. So
Okay.
I gotta start branching out and getting some exposure.
Beretta 92. Good old M9. Blech. I've got a
Brett?
couple of them. I bought them when I was in the military to practice with, and then I bought a collector edition. It actually says, U.S. Army M9. It's the actual issue one with the metal internals and guide rods and all that stuff. But I was never a fan of them.
Beretta, I will say, is a very, very sexy gun.
I've never been a big fan, but I mean, to each their own. I don't have anything against them. Like me personally, I think the Springfield XDs, fantastic line. Everybody's got their knockoff of the Glock. Everybody's got a polymer gun, so it's the Smith & Wesson M&P, the Springfield XD. XD is a good gun. They're just not good for me. I can't use them. I like the Smith & Wesson M&Ps. Love my Glocks. Used to do a lot of competitive shooting. Still do some here and there. And I bought a SIG 320, the X5 competition model, put a red dot on it and practiced with it for years, trying to, learn the red dot thing, and just the grip angle. I mean, they're decent guns, but just doesn't work for me.
Yeah. Let's see, the Springfield XD. I've held one.
Nola says Glock is the most overrated trash I've ever seen.
Yeah, not gonna lie, they're not like top of the line, but you know what? They function after a few drops, so I'm okay with it. High point over Glock. You take that back.
I will never shoot one, but I do want to buy a yeet cannon just to have it in the collection. It was hysterical when they came out with that thing.
You just want to do what Demolition Ranch does: go throw it in a freaking mud puddle somewhere, run over it 500
would rather have a high point than a Glock. Oh my gosh, Nola, I'm gonna have to take the mod status away so I can ban you.
Blasphemy.
You sound vaccinated, my friend.
You got that mandatory vaccination.
No, he volunteered for it talking like that.
Oh, geez. Glock is the what? The apple of the gun. That's actually funny because I wanted to be an IT person so bad that I actually went and got my bachelor's degree in software engineering, and I can 100% agree with that. Sorry to say, but
Nola is hitting so many points that are in his short story that I am really tempted to release his video early and show it to y'all tonight, because the shit he is saying is just perfect for his story. But that's why it's in his story. Is he does this all the time.
Nola, I've never seen a high point malfunction because I've never seen anybody who actually admitted to owning one.
I have personally seen 3 of them detonate on the range, like come apart. Like to the point where if I see someone shooting one, I won't even stand near them.
Yeah, just like the SIG 320?
Yeah, it started having a lot of problems. Yeah, I do want to get the yeet cannon just for collector. That shit was funny, but I'll never shoot a high point. But
just for value of the status.
Well, and just for the story behind it was hysterical. Do you know how that came about?
Mm-mm.
So High Point put out, I don't know if it was on Facebook or if they put it in Shotgun News or wherever they did it. They put out a thing saying that they wanted the community to name their next firearm. So they started this poll of, hey, put in your bids and whatever gets the most votes, we're gonna name it that. The community gets to decide. And people started putting out names, and a few of them, got some traction. And then somebody put out Yeet Cannon, and it went frigging viral. Everybody thought it was hysterical. And High Point backtracked. They're like, no, we're not naming it Yeet Cannon. And there was so much backlash that the community said, no, you said we get to name it. If you don't do this, you know, we're going to stop buying your shit. And they got enough negative feedback that they actually did it. And it was their best selling gun ever. It says Ute Cannon right on the side. And people like me that never would buy a High Point otherwise bought it just because of what it said. Just you know, put it on display
for the
somewhere.
sheer value of it.
Yeah, just for the idiocracy of it.
Oh man, you know what? Just because of that, I'm in 100% agreement with it. That's definitely the value of that gun.
No. No, that's because they bought the Infidel model.
Threw it Icarus grip and Radiant Afterburner and Ramjet on my 365.
Yeah, baby.
Jeez. Putting some money into that one, mate.
Main gun, exactly.
Hey, I got you beat, man. All my stuff is stock.
I've got some stuff that's tricked out and raced out and all the bells and whistles, but some of my stuff is just bone ass stock.
Yeah, I take it out of the box, spit on it, smack it around a couple times, and say, "That'll do."
Yeah. If it's something I'm going to carry and trust my life to, I put it through the ringer. I don't carry a gun that's had less than at least 500 rounds through it. When I first get a gun, I you know,
just round them,
bring it home, clean it, make sure there's no metal burrs or anything inside it, make sure that, you know, the manufacturer's caught everything, and then I take it back and I will put at least 500 rounds through it, try and get it to malfunction, you know, beat the hell out of it, and make sure it's going to be reliable before I carry it.
Oh, absolutely.
And I've had a few guns that didn't, you know, I've had a few that, you know, they get a few jams, but then after you've shot it enough and you kind of work it through and it breaks in, it stops having those issues. So,
well, the Glock 47 5th gen, the one that we're currently using, has the shorter recoil spring on it. So the, what was that, 115 grain rounds that we were using on the range just kept causing malfunctions left and right.
okay.
So if you're gonna get that one, you got to put at least 135, 145 grain through it in order for it to function properly. But
well, I've definitely noticed, you know, different guns, different everything's got its own isms. So even if you've got, you know, say we both buy a brand new Gen 5 Glock 47 off the line, mine may love Winchester white box and yours will jam on it. And then you need to run Spear, you know, Winchester will run in most things. Spear will run in most things. You know, Federal Hydra Shocks I still think are great, even though it's a little bit older now. But you got to find what works for you and your gun. But yeah, we've you know.
I'll tell you a gun that I absolutely love and never had an issue with was the Canik TP9.
I've never had a Canik. I've been pretty impressed with them when I went and checked them out. But I've never shot one.
Dude, it is butter. Just the sheer lack of recoil.
Yeah.
And the smooth function of the slide, just everything is just beautiful on that.
Nice. Nola says that Mrs. Nola carries a Shield 9. My wife has a similar model. She has some grip strength issues, so I bought her the. They didn't make the 9 yet, but the Shield EZ in 380. I bought her, and she can actually rack that one. And I still need to get her to do a CHL class, but that's what I got for her for carry, and then she's got a full size M&P for the house.
Well, I mean, shoot, a 380 is still a decent round to be putting out, so.
Yeah.
Why not?
Well, to be honest, it's, you know, pistols, let's be honest. They're nice because they're convenient. They're small enough that you can keep them on you at all times. But they're just there to you know, give the bad guys something to think about and for you to try and get away while you fight your way to an escape or to a real gun.
Exactly. It's kind of just a, hey, here's a smack in the face. Let me run away right quick.
Yeah. Well, it's, you know, you keep pushing me and it's going to hurt. It's just enough to, you know, get them to back off, hopefully.
Oh, yeah. just enough to scare the piss out of them.
Yeah, I used to when I was younger. I subscribed to the if you got to shoot them with something that's going to put them down. So I used to carry a 1911. It's like I don't want to shoot them with a 9. I want to shoot them with a 45. And the rhetoric and the propaganda about that being a bigger round and how much better it would do, I bought into that. But I was just a kid listening to other people's words. And as I got older and started getting into firearms instructors and started doing my own research, FBI statistics, all that kind of stuff, you started seeing that it doesn't matter what you're shooting, unless you get a critical hit. You take out the central nervous system, you hit them in the brain pan, you hit them in the T-zone, something like that. It doesn't matter what you're shooting. It takes multiple hits to the thoracic cavity to stop most threats.
Right.
So I started reevaluating, going, well, I love my 1911, but 7+1 or 8+1, if I've got a newer gen gun that'll take starting to run Wilson Combat Mags or something. If I'm running a Glock 17 and I've got 17+1, or I'm running an extended mag that I've got 20 something rounds, and with 9mm, I got to the point where, recoil wasn't an issue. I could manage the recoil to the point where I could shoot. I'm not a fast shot. I can't do the trigger extremely fast like some people can, but I could squeeze the trigger as fast as I was capable of squeezing and still have all my rounds hit on target.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, if I can, dump a 17-round Glock mag in, 10 seconds versus, my 1911 with recoil, it takes me 10 to 15 seconds and it's only 8 rounds. The math isn't mathing here.
Exactly. Then on top of that, you don't even have the same grouping between the two, based off of your speed and the recoil on it.
Nice. Grouchy Lenny says, Woot, just got my Abus 7240 open. Finally got one of all my green belts open. Very nice.
Hey, you know what? You can have at that 7240, bro. I have 2 of those, and they both kicked my butt back to back.
So. I think that's what this is here. Yeah. So I got this one for Christmas. Haven't played with it yet. And then one of the ones I got from Greg Potter, when I first got into it, I bought a bunch of locks to learn on and start with, was the Chateau C970. Okay. I got one of these. I still have not been able to pick this thing.
Huh.
It just, I'm not getting any feedback in it. It feels weird. And every time I try, I mess with it for 10, 20 minutes and then I just put it back away.
Is that a pin tumbler or is that the dimple version?
I think it's a pin tumbler. Maybe it's a dimple. Maybe that's why I'm not feeling anything. I don't know. No, it's a pin tumbler. So, but yeah, I got a few here. I got to try. I got a this gorgeous Lockwood that
oh yeah,
Swamp Picker sent me this, and it's a blue belt, and this is definitely on my list of one of these days I need to put some time in this. I think once I get this, I've been practicing on this Medico M3 so much, I don't want to distract myself. I'm going to kind of stick with that until I get that done. But then before I move on to the brown belt and start moving on higher stuff, I want to come back and repick some of my older stuff, keep working on my foundational skills and get some of these open. I've got some, I got the Master 410, the green belt, and I got a Packlock 410 blue belt. So I got a few things I want to mess with.
Absolutely.
I appreciate it, Nola. Noel's saying I got to use heavy tension on that lock.
Oh yeah.
I've definitely noticed, especially with this Medico, I'm starting to really trying to focus on.
What you mean by those Lockwoods are putty?
I don't know what that means.
Huh.
But my tension, I'm getting a lot better about my tension control, learning or knowing when to go heavier and when to go lighter and adjusting my tension. But I'm definitely focusing on being a lot more skillful and not trying to use brute force with the pick.
Yeah.
When I first started, I definitely I'm still a little leery of using my Jimmy Longs because they're all in 15,000s. He didn't have any of the 19s with him when I saw him. So I might buy some online, but he was at that live event, so I bought him from him. Bought that rat yoke from Rat Yoke at the thing. But I'm finally getting comfortable using the 20,000s stuff of my Apex kit and other things, and I don't feel like I'm, in danger of bending my picks on the regular anymore.
How is that Apex kit, by the way?
I love it. So the one thing that I should say, there are a few things I don't like. So the handle is very much. Do you have any Jimmy Longs?
I do. Yeah.
Okay. So the hard handles on them, the injection molded handles.
Yeah.
These are very comfy in hand. I like them. My biggest complaint about the kit is while the carrying case is cool, and at some point I just super glued one of my poker chips on here, but they've got this little star drive mechanism that they say they're going to sell accessories for this thing at some point. So I just glued a chip in there for now. But the kit that comes with it is you can carry a ton of, I've got half of them in my organizer right now, but lots of tension tools. So I like how many tension tools, especially as I've gotten more experience, as most of you know, when I first started, I'm like, well, you only need one or two tensioners. I mean, bottom of the keyway, top of the keyway, it's all about the picks, right? Because I clearly didn't know what the hell I was talking about.
Right.
So I like how many you can carry, but the leash, the outer rubber piece that holds these together is designed for one back case and one front case that carries the picks, and you can only carry 5 picks in it. Well, if you buy the whole kit, it's 4 separate plates. So like I've got extra plates just sitting in my toolbox, on the top of my toolbox, that they don't carry. There's no way to have 2 or 3 of these in here. And they don't sell. I've reached out to them and said, hey, do you sell extra of the leashes, the rubber piece, with just the back plate? Like even with the picks, I would be happy to pay for another thing with a full load of picks so I can have 2 of these.
Right.
And they don't sell it. And they've never responded to my email. So while I like the picks and it's a cool design, for how much room it takes, you don't get to carry a lot of tools with you. And if you buy the full kit at $200, 3 of your plates, they're just kind of storage.
Yeah, that was definitely a swing and a miss on their part. But
yeah. So, and I'm sure they'll address it or correct it at some point. But right now,
they're probably just not wanting to jack up the prices at that point.
Yeah.
There we go. Master Lock 410 Lotto. Open.
Oh, nice. Dude, you're slaying it. I got one lock tonight.
This is my good old
beer and fuck shit up, but I'm not running out of beer. So
this is my good old Mitten Made 410.
Nice. Yeah. Stu told Swamp Picker and I that we are next on the list for some Mitten Made stuff. But the last we signed up, we both got into the scene about a month and a half ago. So we were late to the party and we missed his last giveaway, but we're top of the list for his next one. So he's going to try and get us some locks and some swag and some stickers early this year.
As he should. He's good about taking care of his vets.
Yeah. Yeah. And for those of you, there's no names in the chat that I don't recognize, but if any of you haven't checked out Stu's Mitten Made stuff, he's started a veteran support group for veteran lock pickers, and he's always trying to talk to vendors and other people, get us swag, get things to just say thank you to the veterans. And he's got I think it's a GoFundMe. I went and donated some money to it. But if you feel like, doing something to support his efforts, I think it's pretty cool. He's not a vet himself. He just, appreciates those who did serve, and he's pretty passionate about it.
Yeah. So like, I mean, I'm one myself, and he'll send me stuff along with those. And I try not to, be one of those ones like, hey, you forgot about me. I really don't care. So I sent him, I think it was 4 of these Ace laminate locks, 4 mitten made. So I try to get back as much as I can.
Yep.
Just doing that cause about helping veterans. So I go around and I check the local Ace Hardware. They usually have clearance sales on it, and I bought those for $2 a lock.
Oh, nice. Heck yeah.
I think I dropped $20 on them total. So,
yeah, we'll see how these Abus 83s, the stuff I'm going to start selling on the Lock Bazaar, the American 5200s and the pack locks, cost me quite a bit more. There's not much meat left on the bone selling those, but these I found a pretty good price on, and I think I may go back to that place. They had a ton of them, but I want to see how these sell before I do it. But if I go back out there, it's about 2 hours away from me. I'm thinking about, taking $100 cash and buying another, 20 locks or so, or whatever the heck that'll get me, and shipping them to Stu for the mint made stuff.
Absolutely. Like I said, I'm a veteran, but I like to give back to the community. I really don't,
Yep. I think
want to be on the
are that way. There are a few that are, we all know the guys that every time Veterans Day comes around, they're going to every restaurant that gives a free meal and just, douchebagging it to the max. But
I think I've only done it once. I've only gone to one restaurant on Veterans Day, and that was probably about it. Oh, hey, that was easy.
Yeah. I here and there, if I happen to be, like this last Veterans Day, I was on the road. I was planning on stopping somewhere for breakfast anyway. They asked if I was a veteran. I said yes. They're like, hey, you get a free breakfast sandwich. I'm like, cool, thanks. I'd also like this and this and this. Spent a little money with them,
Exactly.
But being around Fort Hood, that's the other thing. Is part of it is I just don't like people. Like, I meet individuals that I like. I like you guys. You're cool. But people are assholes. I don't like people.
Yeah.
And around Fort Hood, there are we're the biggest, military base in the U.S. And my Lord, you go to Killeen on Veterans Day, everybody's got the day off. And unless like me, I did I think it was a Wendy's drive-through at, 7 a.m. Not a big deal. But you try and go hit Olive Garden, or you try and go hit, Applebee's, or any of these places that are giving free meals.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally, it looks like, you'd think they were giving away friggin', snorts of cocaine off a stripper's friggin' naked body. There are lines of veterans out every door. It's like 3-4 hours just to get seated, and then the service is going to be slow as hell.
Oh yeah, dude. Texas Roadhouse is the same way.
Yeah,
Cracker Barrel.
To me, it's not worth it. It's I don't care that much. I will wait till tomorrow and pay $30 for the meal to avoid all that shit.
Exactly. Yeah. I'd rather sit down and enjoy my meal instead of getting rushed by the server who's like, hey, we got a line going out there. We need you to hurry up.
Nola said the 11-pound box of locks he sent to Stu got completely ripped open.
Huh? Ripped open in the mail? That is no bueno, bro.
Yeah, they've been trying to steal the poker chips out of my cards. I did have one box show up that had completely busted. I think it was I'm trying to remember who it was. I think it was Cheese Grits and NyQuil. I didn't know he said he was going to send me stuff. I didn't know he was sending me stuff specific for the Berserker Challenge.
Mm-hmm.
So I went out and bought a bunch of the little brass padlocks from Harbor Freight.
Right.
Did it, posted it, was already done, and then that showed up, and I'm like, oh crap. So I paid it forward and sent them on to somebody else. But by the time it showed up here, yeah, the post office, they had yard saled, and they had to put it all back together, and the box was destroyed.
Gotta love the postal service, man. Gotta love it.
Transparent Eyeball says he's reluctant to talk military. Yeah, welcome to the great place. It's cool the first time you hear it. Now it's like, shut the fuck up. That's what they tell you. So
reluctant to talk about military shit with people who were never in. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's always fun. Well, Buddy Mun was in. and he
Yeah.
told me this is okay. Shut up, dude.
The I almost served ribbon that's Facebook medals and shit.
The participation medal where I thought about it.
Well, to me, it's, I mean, we've all heard that. And I don't, everybody's life choices, whatever. I respect everybody who served, but if you didn't, I don't care if you thought about it. Cool. I'm not going to belittle you for it. But the one thing that does get me, and that I don't usually, unless you're family, and I do mean, that inner circle. There's acquaintances and friends and people you're tight with, and then there's that inner circle that is really truly family, whether they're blood or whether they're whatever. The things I saw and did, some of it you just can't explain unless you've been there. Like even the VA, they wanted me. I've been diagnosed with PTSD. Well, I'm sorry. To me, that is such a bullshit term. It's a broad brush. They paint everybody with it. It's not a PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. Bullshit. It's not a mental disorder. Anybody who has been through combat and seen and done things, you're going to have some nightmares from time to time. You're going to have some shit you've been through. And to call that a mental disorder that you sometimes have nightmares, man, I'd be worried if somebody didn't. If somebody comes back, doesn't have any issues with anything they saw, there's probably a mental disorder there. There's some narcissism, some not even narcissism, but what's the,
it's the next one that's going to show up on Fox News.
Yeah, they're megalomaniacs, they're psychopaths, I mean, a lot of veterans have wrapped their head around the difference of, there's a difference between killing and murdering. Even the Bible says, thou shalt not murder. I can kill fucking anybody. But you say that and a lot of civilians freak out. But then you talk about specifics of things you've done. And unless you've been there, if people knew what I did, they would friggin' freak out. But they're not there and they don't understand. Whereas I can talk to a veteran. So like the VA, they wanted me to go see a psychiatrist, a psychologist. I'm like, I don't care how many years you've studied, war history or whatever. If you haven't been there, you can't understand. So I've got a local church that has a veterans PTSD support group. And the guy who leads it has I don't know if he's got a doctorate, but he's got either a master's or a bachelor's in some psychology stuff. He's not crazy. He's not an actual psychologist, but he's got some education in the area, but he's a vet himself. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a veteran, you're not welcome. Exactly. This is not I got in a car wreck and I have PTSD. This is a veteran support group. And I can go there and, just talking about what I went through helped me go through a lot of healing when I got out. So for what it's worth, if any of you are out there, I don't know if you're still active. If you are, most of us do the same thing. You see a buddy killed, you friggin', even my time in the Coast Guard, doing CPR on a kid that tried to save his brother from drowning and find out 3 days later that the kid didn't make it. And I spent half an hour, giving him CPR trying to save his life. You don't have time to deal with that shit. It's, shove it down, continue the mission. We got shit to do or people are going to get hurt or die. And then after 17 years, I got out and all of a sudden all this shit's coming out all at the same time. Yeah. And man, I was a wreck for years. Taps plays, I cry like a bitch. My wife started saying, hey, you need to get some help. You need to figure something out. I'm like, no, I'm fine. I got this. I'm tough. And I finally realized it. I went to church and we're out in the middle of nowhere. My church on an average Sunday is 20 people. These are people I know. I've known them for years. I love them. I trust them. Service was over and we were in the little reception hall, eating some food, laughing, joking. And all of a sudden my friggin' spidey senses started tingling and I was fighting the urge. I wanted to grab my gun, unholstered, come to low ready and tell everyone to back off because I was feeling threatened. I was ready to get hurt. And I'm like, there's no threat here. There's no problem here. All these people love you. There's not even one stranger that I could blame it on that was making me feel weird. I'm like, okay, I need to get some help.
Yep.
And, went and found that PTSD support group and just talking about it and working through it helped me do a lot better. But luckily I've got a family that supports me. I've got a community that supports me. I've got, I was able to find the help, but, please don't do what I did. Please don't try and be tough and tough it out. It's not strength to carry all the burden yourself. I know most veterans, it sounds like you're the same. Stealth is, we're not here to be helped. We're here to help people. We're the strong ones that, we're going to give, we're going to support. We want to be the person that you call. I mean, I don't wish ill on anybody, but if something's going to go wrong, I want to be the one on duty when, something catastrophic happens and I'm the one that gets to come and save somebody,
exactly.
Complex, whatever the hell it is. But,
massively.
Yeah. To me, it's just I like helping people. The only thing I want out of helping you is to help you. I don't have an angle. I'm not trying to get anything for myself. I get by serving, and I love it.
So actually, speaking of that, I mean, I'm still a public servant. So that being said, my job every day is to help people. And going right along with what you said is, I'd rather be the one helping everybody else instead of getting the help myself. So,
yeah, Transparent says that after 20 years in the Army, he didn't get enough punishment, so he went to work for the Department of Corrections. I did the same when I got out. Bounced around a couple jobs, and one of them laid me off after working, killing myself, working, 18-hour days for 6 days a week for a year and a half. Promised me a management position, yada, yada. Called me one day, said, we're restructuring the company, but we can't afford to give you the position we promised or the salary we promised. So tomorrow you don't work for us. Use your company credit card, go home. And so started looking for work. And that's when COVID hit in 2020, 2021, whenever the hell that was. So I needed to do something to keep the wolf away from the door. So I went and worked with Texas Department of Criminal Justice, the corrections department. And what a soul-sucking, horrible job that was. And it's not the offenders. The people in the prison, you expect bad guys to be bad guys. It was the warden and the senior staff and how they treated their personnel and the BS and just the hypocrisy and the, I couldn't do it.
Yep. I've been working in the jail for the last 4 years. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Yep. Nope. So shortly after I left there, I got my first job as a home inspector working for a friend. Worked for him for 2 years, learned my craft. And almost 3 years ago, early this year, we're going to hit 3 years in business. I started my own shop and don't work as much as I like, trying to build the reputation of a new company, get it going. But when I do work, I get paid very well. So I've got a great work-life balance where, I'd like to make more, but I also don't mind all the time I've got off to work on lockpicking, work on the ranch, help my kids, help my family, help my, mother-in-law or the wife needs to go to the hospital for a doctor's appointment or something. I can run them. I can help. I can, life's not too bad. So I'm kind of like semi-retired and I'm getting my VA disability. So, I could afford to live off just that, but I'd be sitting at home eating top ramen and not taking vacations or not doing anything. So I want to ride my Harley and I want to pick my locks and I want to take my wife on a cruise and see her in a bikini and all those things.
As every man should, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I was done with the jail life, so I decided to take it up a notch and went to mandate. So I just got out of training a month ago.
And you said you're doing what now? Mandate?
Yeah, so to be in the jail, you don't have to be a mandated officer.
I'd never heard that term. I don't know what that means.
So mandated officer means you have arrest powers.
Okay.
So now I have arrest powers. Power to arrest and take people's freedom. So the goal behind that was to get out of the jail.
Gotcha. Yeah, part of me thought about if I stayed trying to go, maintenance or locksmith or, doing something, but I had a really bad experience. One of the offenders lied and said that I hit her, and I got called into the assistant warden office, and I'd never met this woman a day in my life. Knocked on her door, yes, hey, ma'am, Officer Ramsey, I was told you want to see me. Oh, you're Ramsey. Yes, ma'am. Sit down. okay. I don't know
Uh-oh.
why you're being so hostile, but whatever. You're the boss. And I sit down and she goes, before we get started, I want you to think about what you're going to tell your wife and your family when you're living on the street because you lost your home because you lied to me. I'm like, excuse me?
Pardon
And
me,
she
what?
goes, I have proof. And she starts pointing to a DVD on her desk that says Sergeant Tyson, who was my sergeant on I was working cell block at the time. Sergeant Tyson Ramsey, unreported use of force. And I'm like, what the hell? And she goes, I know what you did. You just need to admit it. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I'm not some 20-year-old kid. At the time I was early 40s, I think. I'm like, you may be the boss, but you better watch who you're talking to like that. And she just starts going off. I'm like, well, ma'am, here's what happened. And we didn't need to because none was used. She goes, so you're telling me if I put this DVD in the computer right now and played it, you can defend your actions? I said, absolutely. To be honest, I don't understand why we're here. If you have video evidence of what happened, yes, there was a confrontation and the offender was doing stupid shit. And to be honest, I probably should have written her up for what she did. But that's every day in cell block.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, well, we'll get to that later. Apparently the cameras weren't working. And she was trying to bluff, trying to make me feel like, oh, I've been caught. And I would confess. I'm like, well, I didn't do anything, so I've got nothing to confess. You know what my proof is? I'm 6'3", 300 pounds. If I had hit her, she'd be in the hospital or the morgue. She still has all her fucking teeth. I didn't touch her.
That's convincing enough for me.
Oh, but yeah, I mean, and that was the day I quit the prison. I still worked there another, probably 6 months while I was going through my training and my certification classes to get licensed to be a home inspector. But mentally, I flipped the script every day. Show up early, stay late, volunteer. They need somebody to do something. They're short staffed. They need people to go up to the high security, men's unit up the hill at the maximum security prison and work SEG. I don't care. I got you. I always volunteer. I got you. The day after that happened, I didn't volunteer for shit. They would ask me. I'd be like, nope, fire me. I know how short staffed you are. Fire me.
Yeah.
I just became, like everybody else that worked there. So I went from being just this awesome employee to, you're going to treat me like shit when I'm killing myself for you? Well, I guess we're done.
Yep. I mean, you got to do what's right for you, and what's going to be more impactful on your sanity after a while.
Yeah.
But to be falsely accused like that, especially with video proof. I mean,
Well,
what
my
proof
thing
is
was, like, the offender accusing me, whatever, they're offenders. I even had my sergeant come up to me one night, kind of laughing. I'm like, what? He goes, well, you're official. I'm like, what do you mean I'm official? He goes, you're not a real officer until, and I don't even remember her name, but there was one of the offenders in SEG or cell block, had filed a complaint against me that I was trying to get her to take off clothes and I would get her more food or just something stupid, ridiculous over the top. But apparently she had done this to everybody, and everybody knows, they're like, you have to write a formal, response of this never happened. I didn't do this, blah, blah. He goes, he's just laughing. And I'm like, what? And he finally hands it to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? He goes, just write this up and give it to me and you won't hear anything else about it. I'm like, that's a pretty serious accusation. He goes, well, when she makes 500 of them a year, we kind of know what's going on. So just write your response. But yeah, it was, that kind of stuff that doesn't bother me, but they handled it appropriately. Even if they had done a full blown investigation of, hey, Officer Ramsey, we got this accusation per regulations. We have to, look into it, but they treated me with respect, no issues.
Mm-hmm.
But it's when she called me into her office and threatened my family that I'm going to be homeless. It's like, bitch, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Oh man, just give me my day off and then we'll take care of this when I get back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the great thing I liked about working at this jail was they basically stated that it's officer word over theirs.
Well, that's the way it should be, to be honest.
So
I mean, there are some people that will take advantage of those situations and but yeah, I should be given the benefit of the doubt. I'm not the convicted felon.
Right. Well, see, our jail is all pre-conviction. So, I mean, even still,
Okay. Yeah. See, I was working it wasn't a maximum security and it was a women's prison, but it was, I'm 6'3", a veteran, 300 pounds. So I came in and they're like, oh, you're going straight to SEG. You can handle yourself. We want you dealing with all the
crazy ones.
The crazy ones. And they actually had one of the 3 wings on that building was the mental health ward.
Yep.
And man, dealing with those women, oh my gosh.
See, that's actually kind of funny because that's the pod I worked.
Oh no, Grouchy snapped the tip off his favorite Moki. You're a real lock picker now.
Well, I mean, if you haven't broken a pick before, I mean, you weren't really part of the club, so.
Damn it. All right, what can I break? Hold on.
Dude, you know how you want to know why I have so many sets of picks? All right, everybody, look. All right, so I just made this order, right? And I posted it when I did the unboxing of, my order. Like, why did you order so many picks? Because I break stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, for example,
it wasn't balls deep, was it? That would be a different pick.
All right, so this one I had to apologize to Greyhound for because I just completely bent the crap out of it.
I was watching the video where you bent it. I saw that one. You're like, ooh, he's not going to be happy with me.
Same thing with that one. And oh wait, where is it? I just had it not too long ago. Where did it go? Somewhere. Oh, right here. Covert Instruments, right? Tough as nails little picks, right? This thing is not straight anymore.
All right, so Nightmare says he's not broken a pick yet. He's bent the hell out of somebody, hasn't broken any, and he's a black belt. So at least I'm a real picker. I might not be in the cool kid club, but at least I'm not a non-picker. I'm not sure how that works.
You got to break one, man. Got to break one, at least one.
I bent the shit out of my when I was trying to do that Berserker challenge. I was using a 20 thousandths McTickler, and I bent the shit out of it.
I'm not even gonna get started on I was so mad when I bent my McTickler because I've been waiting for that Reaper set to come out since McNally, started talking about it, and I got that McTickler. I had one lock, which, by the way, the lock was open, and I still continued to pry on pins because it did not have an audible shackle pop. So
it was a dead shackle, yeah.
Yeah, it was completely dead. And the core would just, I don't know, you know what? It was my 6840. My Master Lock 6840, the core did not want to turn at all. And it was a brand new lock straight out of the package. Just brand new. And I bent the crap out of that pick. I was so mad.
Too funny.
Of course, I don't have that set anymore. I can't tell you exactly what happened to those picks. But I don't have them anymore.
So Swamp Picker said he cracker his McTickler doing the damn Berserker on the mini locks. So the mini locks that I say, yeah, those are the same ones I did. So it got him too. Hey, Zoe.
Oh, no. He's sitting there going,
Nightmare. You got a pick and a lock. You're part of the club. Hell, even if you just got a lock. Okay. Even if you just like lock sport you're in. It is a very welcoming community, isn't it?
Look, here, all you got to do is get you a little lock, buy a bobby pin or find one, and you're a lock picker. There you go.
Well, that's part of why for my my giveaway, I didn't want to make anybody pick a lock because I wanted, obviously it's a lock pick roll. I don't want to give that to someone who's not a lock picker. But say you just got started. One of the guys watching me this morning on Greyhound's thing reached out. He wanted one of these Abus 83s, but then I think he saw that I was giving away one of those Abus 83s in my giveaway. So he asked me, how do I enter? So I went and subbed his channel. He's got 2 subscribers. Now he's got 3. I'm like, do your first video. Put it in there. You don't even have to pick anything.
Yeah. Just get that little exposure.
Yeah. He said he's been he's shot a few videos, but it's all been for belt submissions that aren't public.
Well, put them public, man.
Yep. Whatever, teach their own. I've got the same as I've all my belt submission ones. I didn't publish them because, I didn't think there was anything impressive about those.
Impressive or not, publish them, man. View is a view.
This is true.
I mean, shoot. Do you really think I wanted to post my very first belt videos of me picking a lock inside of a, what was it, a desk vise for a garage? Like, I mean, come on. Nobody wants to see that. That is like overkill for a lock. Oh, by the way, being patted by one of my old socks.
As long as it wasn't a love sock, it's all right, man.
No, it was not. Haven't needed one of those in years. No. Yeah, my big old trusty red vise. That thing got me through my blue belt until I bought my first. Well, actually, this one that I'm using right now. So this is the only one I've bought so far, and I've had it for over a year. Just now broke it.
Well, Nate, get yourself one of the printed bases for the Chuck Vice. These things are cheap from 44 Delta. You've already got the small rig.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I did is I bought a I forget what you call them, but the mats you use when you're like pull something out of the oven, you put it on the counter.
Oh yeah, the cooling mats. Yeah,
the cooling mats. I bought one of those and just super glued it on the bottom and cut it to shape so that it doesn't slide around as easy.
That's freaking genius. That is freaking genius. The only reason why I bought this one from Lockpicker's Bench was because it has the built-in pick holders. And
okay, that's
at the time when I was gutting locks, it holds the followers. So,
yeah.
Yeah, you can hold like a whole echelon set in there. Plus. So that was the only reason why I opted for that one instead of Echelon's 44 Delta's Vice, which, by the way, his design is very, very nice, very space saving.
Yeah.
Nothing against it. Love the color options. But this one just went along with what I needed at the time. I was doing everything on my computer desk before I got my lock bench that you see in the background. So,
yeah, I'm looking forward to cleaning out my my little guest cabin and setting up a better setup out there, because I'm at my desk now, but my picking table's over here, and so it's convenient for me. But filming it all and trying to figure out the camera angles and Mike seems to be working well. I've actually had several people in the comments are saying it's working good, and Swamp Picker even texted me, sent me a nude picture, and said sounds good.
he had the leg up, right?
Oh yeah, yep. I now know why they call him Swamp Picker. He's friggin' got a bunch of psoriasis and his skin looks like alligator scale.
That's horrible.
Wait, your setup always looks nice. Nightmare says, what kind of noob picks locks on their computer desk? It's me. I'm noob. And every time I see your setup, everything's clean. You got all the electronics in the background. It looks like this sterile environment. I got dog hair floating around everywhere, friggin' coughing up hairballs.
Yup. See, that's the reason why I keep mine in a separate environment. I don't want you seeing what my computer desk looks like anymore.
Yeah, I clean mine every time I try and do an overhead shot. Like right now, it's just there's paperwork and my hat and friggin', a drill.
Yep. So there's a reason why my camera angle is just, from one set of locks to the poker chips. That's the only area you guys get to see. Everything off to the side, no, y'all don't want to see that. Trust. All right, that one was if anybody cared to ask, this is a Defiant deadbolt cylinder. Picked. Good to go. Oh. Get down the old Brinks one. You picked one deadbolt cylinder, you picked most of them, so
remember I was just getting started, so I wasn't very good yet. And my daughter, she ended up asking if she could have her house. When she got married, she was looking at the real estate market. Everything was crazy. And I had a spot that already had septic and water and electric and everything. I was going to build a shop. And she's like, Dad, could we, if we bought a double wide, could we put it there? I'm like, sure. So they moved in across the driveway, which is nice. But they wanted, instead of regular deadbolts, they wanted something, one of the little electronic keypads to get into their house. So I helped them swap it out. And then like 3 weeks later, I got into lock picking. I'm like, hey, baby girl, you still got the old lock? She goes, sure. So she gave it to me, and it was an orange belt. And I proceeded to, even as a brand new picker, pick this in about 2 minutes. And she's like, I don't feel so secure in my house. I'm like, the more I learn about these, you're not. And to be honest, I mean, as nice as, the little videos that they have out there, I think Lockpicking Lawyers got one where it's, you kind of booby trap a very cheap quick set, for $1 or something. And, we know enough about locks now where you get a kick cylinder and I can put a Medico or a, ASA or, whatever in there. But it's like, unless I'm going to have bulletproof windows and shit like that, if someone really wants in, they're just going to break a window. Why spend $500 on a lock?
Exactly.
So I live out in the country. If you come on my property, you better be invited.
Well, that's what, Smith & Wesson's for.
Yep.
Yeah, I picked my first padlock is what it was. And I was like, yep, never buying that one again. It was a master lock. Ever since then, I have not purchased a single master lock for my own personal use as far as securing something. If I want something secured, I'm going with the freaking Ava 7240. Because I can't get into those suckers.
So Nightmare says he's got a 110-pound German Shepherd. He just has to vacuum all the time, and he could construct a new dog out of all the hair.
Oh. Yeah, it's kind of funny. I actually saw a TikTok video about that one where they had the dog hair piled up in the shape of a dog and then vacuumed it up in front of the dog.
Okay.
Suffice to say, the dog didn't like vacuums after that.
Spicy Nug in the house. All hail the new black belt.
Did he finally get his black?
Yep, he got it this morning.
Oh, congratulations, Spicy. I feel bad. I've been kind of behind the curve finding out who's got what these days.
Yeah, Nightmare got his a week or two ago. I think a week and a half ago, and Spicy Nugs got his in the last 24 hours. So,
congrats. Yep. I am blue belt for life.
You're a what?
Blue belt for life.
So Nola says, I live in the city, but I'm a mile from the swamp. Come on my property uninvited, and the gators eat good that night. Yeah, you'll like this, Nola. So years ago when I was putting our little guest house on the property, we bought one of those prefab sheds on the side of the road. So it's a, 8 foot wide, 10 foot wide, no, about 8 foot wide by like 32 long. It's a decent sized cabin, had a little wraparound porch on the front. It was a repo. Somebody had bought it, running a business out of it. Business didn't work out, so they sold it back or stopped renting it. So we got a $12,000 shed for, $8,000. They brought it out, and I ran electric to it. I ran plumbing to it, put in a half bath, air conditioning, trimmed out the inside with electric lights, fans, insulated it, turn it into a guest cabin. Well, when I was putting in the septic system, I rented a mini excavator. And when I finished the project, I still had a few hours on the machine. So I went to the back of my property and dug several decent sized holes with the intention of possibly geostashing some stuff, taking a 55-gallon drum, stashing food, weapons, whatever. Yes, I'm a tinfoil hat survivalist. But stashing some stuff back there that I never got to. But a couple years later, as my kids got older, when my daughter first started dating, I was still active duty military at the time. And so a lot of the boys didn't want to date her because they knew I was in the military, and not just in the military, I was a Apache pilot. They knew I'd done my job. So a lot of the kids at the school were scared of me, which I was perfectly okay with. But once she started dating, whenever she would bring someone over to meet us, I couldn't help myself. I would, say, well, hey, why don't you jump in the Polaris? I had a little Polaris Ranger side by side, and I'll give you a tour of the ranch. And we'd go back, and I'd show them the shooting range, and then we'd go by one of those holes, and I'd be like, oh, look at that, perfect size for a body. All you'd have to do is fill it back in. So why don't we talk about your intentions with my daughter?
Great conversation segue.
Yep. Very simple conversation. It's, hey, you've got a mother, you've got a sister. What would you do to somebody that mistreated them? I don't need to say anything else. I got a good side and I got a bad side. As long as you treat her with the respect she deserves, you'll never see that bad side. And we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, my wife and my daughter hated it. My son thought it was the best thing ever.
Oh, absolutely. See, is there any other conversations we missed on?
Yeah, I was just catching up on the comments. Everybody's kind of chatting with each other.
Oh, yeah.
So you're doing some of the Shackleman stuff. I see some cuffs, and you just had some cuffs on.
Yeah. I been part of the Shackleman for a little bit. Still can't.
These are the only ones I could find from back when I used to work security, and they barely fit me. My wrists are just too damn big, so I can barely get them on.
Hey, as long as you can get one click out of it.
Well, I can, but then the problem is with how close they are, I can't manipulate these. I need the ones with the chains, and it's part of it's just, I'm a big guy, and then two, I'm just not flexible anymore.
Right.
So we'll see. I entered the Stu's 40K giveaway.
Right.
So we'll see if I win some cuffs there. But if not, I might have to go buy some cuffs and do a little bit of the Shackleman stuff just to, seems fun. And it's, to be honest, that's part of what got me into it in the first place was when I was going through SEER in the military. That's one of the things they taught us was how to pick cuffs. And thought it was kind of cool.
So, I mean, you can get a set of these from Southern Specialties. They'll do your little logo on there.
Okay.
So like mine's, oops, everything's inverted here. Trying to figure this out. Hold on. One second. All right, there we go. That should be close enough. You can see the name right here along the edge.
Nice.
Over here on the edge. The logo right there in the middle. The Shackleman logo is right there. So this cuff says Shackleman Cuff Club over on the side. And then on this one, it just says Stealth Rogue and then logo in the middle. But these are the huh?
How much those run ballpark?
42.
Oh, that's not bad, especially customized like that.
Yeah, from Southern Specialties. So lockpicktools.com or Hardcase Survival, whichever one you decide to order them from. Same company, same guys. Jeff and Aaron are great guys. Mention that you are a lock sporter with the YouTube channel, and yeah, they'll help you out, brother. Guaranteed. Nice. Guaranteed. But cool, they sell the.
I'll probably ask you afterwards because I won't remember, but I'll hit you up on Discord of, hey, what was the info? Where should I go?
Yeah. I'll send it to you. Don't worry about that.
Down somewhere. Grouchy says I need to get a bigger set of cuffs from Handcuff Warehouse. I was thinking about getting the leg shackles because they might actually fit.
Yep. Exactly. They will. But these are the Peerless 700s. Stu did a series on that one.
Okay.
And then
I've seen several of his that are customized like that.
Yeah, right now we're on the Smith & Wesson. Which ones are these? These are the. Crud, I've forgotten. The M100s. That's the one Not Too Dead's doing right now.
Okay.
So I think they're on number 7, challenge number 7, I believe.
Okay.
So they usually do 10 challenges per series. Coxie, before the Peerless 700s and Stu took over, Coxie was doing the folding rigids. I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, it was the folding rigids. You still want to bust through all 10 of those challenges? I'm sure you can get Coxie's approval on that one if you ever get a hold of a pair. I'm not gonna get a pair.
I might
They're
start messing with
$100.
that. I'm trying to like all the colored padlocks I was showing you earlier that I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
These are all pin tumbler. So I'm trying to get up to my black belt on pin tumbler. Then I'm going to start working on like dimples, and then I'll start, breaking into disc detainers. I'll start learning other stuff and expanding my scope. But for now, I'm just trying to kind of work on mastery more than just dabbling in a little bit of everything.
So I do the same thing. Every single lock I have up on the wall is all pin tumbler. I tried dimple lock one time. Man, did I struggle. And I did not listen to the community when they said, do not buy Sparrow's flags.
Okay. Yeah, I bought a DeGuard, one of the interactive clones, just because it was on sale on one of the sites I was on for something else when I was buying springs and stuff. So eventually I'll mess with this. I think this is I don't remember what belt rank this is. This is either blue, purple, or brown. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember.
So this, you can see the logo barely here, but this is a multi-lock.
Okay.
Tough little lock to crack open.
Yeah, I think the multi-lock juniors, the Gold Z, Gold P are some of the ones I want to get.
Yeah, I got 3 of these. They're pin different. I think one of them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pins. So that one has 7. I think the other 2 have 6.
All right, I just looked it up. So this one is a 5-pin interactive clone. This is a purple.
Okay. So I've got these 2 that are 5 pins. And then this one's the 7 pin. But none of them are interactive, unfortunately.
Okay. And I don't even know what that means.
So interactive means like there's a magnetic pin on the side.
Okay. Yeah, this definitely has
yeah.
A little something down there.
Yep. So there's like a magnetic bit on the side, or there's another pin on the side that you have to push out of the way.
Okay. So, but yeah, I just ordered the multi-pick flag set. So I didn't buy the one that only had 1 or 2 flags. I bought but I didn't get the one that had like 20 of them. That was $300. I bought the one in the middle. It was like 180, 200, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Spent too much. I found someone in the States that had them. I don't have to wait on customs. I don't have to worry about what the tariffs are going to be. Multi-pick Germany's website, well, the USA website, but it's still coming from Germany. Wanted like I want to say high 150s, like 158. But then how much was shipping going to be and how much was import tariffs and yada, yada, I don't know. And the other place was under $200 shipped, taxes, tax, title, license, everything. I'm like, just fucking ship it.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
I'll pay whatever.
Way.
Yeah, that's my that was my pack lock.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So I got the idea of doing a shadow box with the actual lock that I picked in that video.
Yeah.
It still has. I was gonna gut it and do a whole breakdown inside the box, but I'm just like, nah, I'd rather just keep it.
Yeah, I saw a video. I don't remember who it was, but somebody had like 3D printed a thing that was designed to hold all the parts exploded.
Mm-hmm.
And it goes into a case like that. So it's meant to be a display, or maybe it came with the glass as well. But I saw a video where somebody got sent that by somebody else, and I thought those were pretty slick. I want to find a way, as I start getting more chips and more patches, find a way to display them a little better.
Yeah, so what I was going to do is I was going to put all the pins and the springs in here exactly how it's supposed to be, 1 through 7. And then I was going to actually acrylic them, solid acrylic.
Okay.
That way they're in there. It's, solid. It ain't going to go nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I was going to have that inside next to the lock body with the shackle
Okay.
taken off, set off to the side, and then the key obviously where it's at. So it's just going to sit kind
Yeah,
of like
showing the
that.
200K. Yeah.
And then I was going to put some LEDs in there.
Oh, hell yeah.
But I decided to go that route just because $6 at Hobby Lobby for the
Oh, yeah.
frame. So
Yeah, I've got. Now let me switch to my other camera and see if we can.
and by the way,
Show you
that's
how much
Velcro.
a mess my house is.
The key and the lock is Velcroed to the frame.
Okay. Sorry, I'm waking up my camera here.
You're good.
It went to sleep. So I ended up. My grandfather. Here we go. Okay. When he passed away, I got his Eisenhower jacket.
Oh yeah.
And I went to Hobby Lobby and got one of their jersey things on clearance for half off.
Yep.
So I'll leave it there. But this is a picture, and you can't really see. Hold on. So on the left side is the picture of my grandfather and his brother, both shipping out to World War II. His Eisenhower jacket up top. The rifle on the bottom is early 2000s. Springfield came out with a collector's edition M1 Garand.
Mm-hmm.
This is the D-Day commemorative. So they only made 1,900. And when did we go? 64? 1964s? Hold on. Let me look.
That's a kick-ass.
44. June 6, 44. But the stock's got guys, storming the beach on one side, part of Eisenhower's speech on the other. The medals up top. One of them is my grandfather's Purple Heart. But it's it's got his dog tags from his time in the military, my dog tags, my spurs from when I was in the cavalry. It's just kind of a, hero wall of, my grandfather and stuff I did. But
Yeah.
I love those shadow boxes from Hobby Lobby.
Yep. All my uniforms are in totes.
Yeah, I've still got my stuff in. I think most of the camos I got rid of, but the my dress uniform, my wife didn't want me to get rid of it, so we've got it in one of those little garment bags, like what you'd put a dress or something in to keep the dust off of it.
Yep.
And we'll probably hand it down to my kids or grandkids or whatever if they want it at some point.
Yeah, I thought about doing the same thing. If my kids want them, they can have them.
Yeah.
They're not going to do me any good.
So you'll like this one. I can't help myself. I got a jab. So I knew a guy that ran a company when I was first starting mine. I was kind of picking his brain on, we live right around Fort Hood. So, 90% of the people you're going to do business with are veterans. So if you give a veterans discount, that's going to have a big impact on your business. But at the same time, as a veteran, I wanted to give a veteran discount. And he goes, well, basically, here's how I do it is, when somebody comes in, I'll ask them if they're a veteran. And if they say they are, I'm going to give them a discount, but I also want to confirm. So it's, some guy comes in and says he was a Marine. I ask him, okay, what makes the grass grow? He tells me what makes the grass grow. So I give him the discount. Some guy, comes in, says he's in the Army. So, I ask him, what's your battle cry? And, he tells me, so I give him the discount. And he goes, the other day I had an Air Force guy came in and he told me he was Air Force. So I gave him the discount because who the fuck would lie about that?
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. You are not wrong at all. I can't even be mad at that.
Well, I did 10 years in the Coast Guard, so it was the redheaded stepchild of the military until we had the Space Force.
Oh God.
He still has all his TA-50.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because
you were a veteran as well. I would have sent you one of those stars. I'll have to send you one next time I send you something.
Yeah, as soon as Nola gets me his information, I can send his locks out. Nola.
Yeah, Nola, I don't know if you heard earlier, but I sent out your stuff today, so you've got your short story and your swag coming in the mail. Can't remember if you joined yet when I said that. All right, guys. Well, I don't know. Rob said he was going to get on when he got home from work, but let me double check. I don't think I've got his number. I know he gave me his address. Let me check Discord real quick. Nope. So I don't know, what time is it in the Northwest? We are looking at 8:46 p.m.
Yep. And it's 23:46 here.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you at? Remind me. I know you said you're in PA.
Nope.
No.
GA.
Georgia. Yeah. I rode out to Georgia last year in June. I came out. My motorcycle group was doing a national meeting out there. Where the hell did we go? We were up in the Northeast.
Oh yeah, let's not step on Stu's Shackleman after dark here.
Oh, is he getting ready to launch?
Yeah, in the 15. You got 15. You're good, man.
Okay.
Go
Yeah,
and
we
finish
were
your.
in Athens. We were in Athens, Georgia, for the meeting.
Okay.
So came out, rode out there in June. Rode out in one day, did a iron butt, 1,000 miles or more in 24 hours or less. But then on the way back, I couldn't help myself. I was that close to Tennessee. I had to go up and ride the tail of the dragon.
Oh yeah,
That was awesome.
I've seen people riding that, and I don't ride it anymore. I kind of miss riding, but as one wicked little road to be riding a bike on.
Yep. Night, Lenny. Have a good one, my friend. Yeah, I really liked it. Sheer dumb luck. I got lucky. I showed up on a Sunday afternoon. So as I was coming in, because I was taking my time hitting some of the other Harley's got a challenge where if you're a hog member, they've got to ride in each state. And like Tennessee is the tail of the dragon, where if you take a picture of yourself with your membership book at the right place, they send you a metal challenge coin for that state. I've got a wood flag that's 3 foot by 2 foot that's got little cut out holes for each state. So eventually I'll collect all 50 of them.
Yeah, nice.
So I was working my way up, and as I'm pulling in, I'm watching groups of 10 and 20 Corvettes, Porsches, bikes, leaving that have been there all weekend. So by the time I got there, there were still a lot of people on it, but it wasn't as busy. And just sheer dumb luck, when I happened to go, I didn't have a bunch of people getting in my way. And I wasn't riding super fast or crazy. I am on a over 20-year-old Harley cruiser. I'm not on a sport bike, but I've also been riding since I was 6. So I'm dragging pegs around every corner and riding that bike faster than most people think you could. But sport bikes and stuff are flying through there way faster. But even at that, I had a few people come the other way that misjudged corners and came into my lane, and it's like, you can do nothing wrong and get killed on that road because somebody else is being stupid.
Oh, absolutely.
Look at you going. So what got you into this? Your wife, used to tie you up with the puzzle cups and
No. No. Absolutely not.
Oh, that's right. It was the Air Force. They tied you to your desk.
Actually, it was the fear of being in handcuffs.
Ah.
I actually got first set of handcuffs slapped on me, oddly enough, in the Air Force.
Okay.
I was out on the flat line one time doing my job, airfield sweeper.
Did you cross the red line?
I did.
Yep. I knew it.
But here's the kicker for that one. I had been there earlier that day, already sweeping the flat line like I was supposed to. Called in for crossing the guard line, and I asked airfield management if I could have blanket clearance for the rest of the day, so I didn't have to keep pulling security forces over there. And so they gave me blanket clearance. Well, I had gone to lunch.
Nobody told the MPs.
Exactly. So I come back from lunch, get on the airfield. I get on airfield management, and I said, "Hey, do I still have blanket clearance?" They're like, "Yes, you saw blanket clearance." So sure as shit, I went right across the red line, made it back behind the dock number 14, and every security forces vehicle on the flat line, and then some,
Come screeching up.
comes screeching around the corner and surrounded my airfield sweeper, which I kid you not, this is a standard Timco 500 street sweeper. Okay, nothing special about it. It looks crazy, it looks weird, but it's a street sweeper. You can't mistake it for anything else other than what it is. Single occupant, which is me. I'm doing 10 miles an hour. So it took him no time to catch up to me.
Right.
And pulled me out of my sweeper, continued to search my sweeper. I said, "Oh, please, I dare you open the back."
No.
Mind you, I've been sweeping all day. And I only empty that hopper once a day.
Yeah.
And so I said, "I dare you guys to open that back." Yeah, slapped the cuffs on me. I got to ride in the front seat, which was nice. Because even the one that put the cuffs on me thought how ridiculous it was.
Yeah, but they're just doing their job.
They're doing their job. I couldn't even be mad at
Yeah.
them. And I will tell you, nobody laughed harder than my shop boss and my supervisor. Nobody laughed harder because of the ridiculousness of the situation.
So you'll like this. One of my favorite stories from my time in the Coast Guard. I was stationed in Kodiak Island up in Alaska, and the hangar I was in was split between two different aircraft. So I worked on the H-60s, and we shared a hangar with the 65, the smaller Aero Special helicopter. And I was working nights. So generally on nights, doesn't matter even if you're used to that schedule, midnight to 8 a.m., they don't want you replacing engines and doing crazy shit. They want you doing very mundane tasks because, your mental cognition just isn't the same.
Right.
So usually it's, hey, this aircraft went and flew today. Why don't we give it a bath since it flew out over salt water? Because we're in the Coast Guard and we're always over water. So wash this aircraft, maybe do this maintenance card where you're re-greasing something, something that's, you can't fuck anything up. Even if you do it wrong, it's not going to cause the plane to fall out of the sky. Well, one of the things we do every night is pull fuel samples. So for those of you who aren't aviation, in the event of a plane crash, one of the first things that the military or NTSB or anybody will do is go and look at the maintenance records and, everything about that aircraft. Well, they want you every day. You're supposed to pull a fuel sample so that and store it so that they can come and look at it and go, is there water? Is there, any additives, any foreign debris, any, anything in that fuel? So each H-60 had 6 different fuel tanks. So between the 2 onboard fuel cells, 2 external fuel cells, and I'm trying to remember what else we had. Were there 4 bladders? I think there were 4 bladders in the aircraft and 2 external. Anyway, we had to take 6, big mason jar fuel samples, and you spin them and check and make sure nothing's in there, and then you'd sign the log. Well, I come into work one day and I get called into the chief's office, the senior enlisted, and he is chewing my ass. And it takes me a while to figure out what the hell he's talking about. And he's just yelling at us for gun decking the logs that we had just signed off that we had done things, but we hadn't actually done the work. And that's a pretty serious safety violation. So, you can get in some serious trouble over that. And, I'd done it. I didn't do that kind of stuff. And I'm like, Chief, I didn't do that. He goes, well, I've seen the evidence. I said, can I see it, please? He says, sure. He brings out the bottles and I start spinning the bottles. And there is water, there is dirt, and there is paint chips in it.
Ugh.
I'm like, holy shit, that was not there last night. Not even like, maybe I missed one little speck, I'm thinking, and he's chewing my ass for that. But this thing is full of shit. And I'm like, holy crap. But I noticed the paint swirling on the bottom is orange paint. The bottom of the H60 where we pull fuel samples is white paint. But the H65 is orange on the bottom.
Huh.
So what had happened is I took my fuel samples, but the guys on the 65 side, instead of doing it, because it splashes all over you, you're wearing it half the night, they'd come over and stolen our samples and replaced it with theirs. So the chief is like, oh, son of a bitch, kicked me out of his office, and he went storming over there to the other side, and you can hear him yelling and screaming at people. And come to find out that that side was like, hey, it's our guys, we'll take care of it. Well, the chief on that side of the hangar didn't want to, hang his guys out. He chewed their ass, but they didn't get in any formal trouble. And our chief obviously, wanted their ass, because if their plane goes down, the safety investigation won't show anything wrong. And then we've got bad fuel samples. So it's, you're fucking with multiple aircraft now.
Right.
Anyway, he swept it under the rug, their guy. Well, me and one of the other guys that works night are like, we need to get a little payback. So the officers had gotten a new refrigerator for their wardroom, and there was this huge box sitting there, and I couldn't help myself. The H65 on the back, it's got this big hump right behind the rotor system that looks perfect for like the wind-up that you do on a wind-up toy, the big butterfly switch.
Yeah.
So we took some spray paint and cut out a butterfly switch of cardboard and spray painted it silver. And we went over to their side of the hangar and took duct tape and duct taped this giant butterfly switch on the back of one of their aircraft. So it looks, because we were always giving them crap. They're such a small aircraft that it's just a toy.
Yeah.
We would fuck around with them. We'd go out as they're getting ready to take off with like a remote control, like you're flying it, standing on the flight line. But we did it to one of their aircraft that were grounded. Like, it didn't have, one of its engines was missing. Half the avionics were pulled out of it. It's not going anywhere. And even if we'd done it to a ready aircraft, it's not like you're going to miss it on a pre-flight. There's this giant, 3 foot by 4 foot, thing taped to the back. And we didn't even use duct tape. We used painter's tape, so it wouldn't mess up. We're in aviation. We know what it's going to do. Right. But their chief was furious and wanted somebody's ass, and who the hell did this? And I want them court-martialed, and I want them kicked out. And obviously it's someone from our side, because who else would joke around that that's a toy aircraft? And the chief had a pretty good idea who it was, and he pulled me aside and he goes, hey, Ramsey, shoot me straight. Was that you guys? I said, I won't confirm or deny. He goes, all right, well, I'll just tell you this. I can pretend I don't know who did that, as long as you can keep your mouth shut. But if you ever do something like that again, I will come after you for it. I'm like, fair enough, chief. And as I'm going to leave his office, he goes, hey, Ramsey. Yes, sir. One more thing. Yeah. Proud of you. And he just gets this big old grin on his face.
Dude, that's the biggest attaboy ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, it's like, that shit's hysterical. Don't ever do that again. But that shit was great.
You're a freaking genius.
Yeah.
Got a freaking giant ass toy airplane.
Yep. Let me
I'm sorry. I think the biggest high point of that story was the fact that you went out there with freaking remote controls.
Oh yeah, we would do that shit all the time. Friggin' yeah.
Giant ass gliders.
Yeah. So somebody had a remote control car at home or something, you'd bring in your the control for it. And
what airbase was that?
Kodiak, Alaska.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, an island up in Alaska. All right, here, I'm trying to pull up a picture of it right now. Go away. All right, let me see if I can. So there's what it looks like. So you can see that big, the orange spot right behind the rotors. Mm-hmm. That's where we put the giant wind-up toy on it.
Oh, no shit. That's hilarious. That's a perfect spot for it too. Damn.
Yeah, it's like it was meant to be there.
Oh, absolutely. It was designed for it. I knew they were missing something in the manufacturing.
Right.
Oh man. I was like, it's like going down the highway and seeing the state patrol, right? It looks like their cars are those ones that you pull back and just let go.
Right. All right. So it's 11. I think Stu's getting ready to do his night thing, right?
Yep. Yep.
So, all right, guys. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up. Appreciate everybody coming out supporting. Happy New Year. All the good things.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Closing of a great year, starting of a good new year, and hopefully this goes just as smooth.
Yeah. So, all right. We will catch y'all next time. See you down the road.
Yes. Catch y'all over on Stu's channel here in a second.